One. We're live.
Yo, 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 it's the Direct X Show, minus the fraud. Back up in this motherfucker again for I don't know how many weeks in a row this makes it, but we've been here steadily for a few minutes, yo. And as a matter of fact, there's been a lot of shit that's been popping off. But before we get into all the shit that's been popping off, let's hear from some of the people that's going to be on a panel tonight. So we have Mr. Intro Media himself, Mr. 100. Yo, introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all boys? It's your boy 100, from the prestigious Intro Media Gaming, man. We in here, welcome to our podcast. This is the intellectual, uncut gamer podcast. That's the difference from anything else. We don't hold no punches. We don't hold no gloves. If we got something to say, we gonna say it. We ain't trying to be YouTube stars. We are gamers. So,
Word up.
Get back, relax, pour you a drink, put the kids to bed or put them in another room, put my kids outside, go play basketball, and enjoy the show.
See, that's what's up, man. Well said, yo. Well said. I can't front, man. Great introduction, yo. And then also we have, let's say the pony killer, all right? Because this dude has been murking ponies left and right. I mean, ever since E3. As a matter of fact, even before motherfucking E3, the man was going ham on all these ponies, all right? Now he's labeling them four-legged beasts. I mean, you even brought Showstopper out of retirement, all right? And Showstopper has been put in a smackdown, telling him to hold that L, using Yoda as a fucking meme and shit. Holding the L up in the air, floating that shit. Hold that L, ponies. Know what I'm saying? So, E-Rock, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey man, it's E-Rock 8150, the Don King of Xbox, the hype man for the Xbox brand, and the meanest man on Twitter. And as always, it's great to be on the DX show, minus the fraud. Tonight we got a lot of subjects to talk about because Xbox One X has been getting props, and I can't wait. Let's go, let's go.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And yeah, Xbox One X has been getting props across the board. I mean, the developers are blown away. All right. And the Sony developers are skittish. All right. They're looking for any excuse to try to downplay the One X. But there's no way around it, man. The One X is just a beast. All right. But also on the panel this week, we got the Triple Cup Chuck himself. All right. The man that's fucking a beast at Battlefield. I mean, the man plays Madden. I don't know if he could take on 100, but we'll see. All right. Triple Cup, introduce yourself.
What's out? Yeah, me and Hunter, we did throw a couple blows at each other. You know how it goes on these gaming streets. Well, you know what I'm saying? What's up with everybody on the panel? What's happening to everybody in the live chat? I see, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say welcome to that house, you know what I'm saying? That Pony Slaughter house. We about to get this thing here started. This your boy Triple Cup Chuck and I'm up.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what's up. And also, one of the most incredible YouTubers on the YouTube streets in this day and age, you know what I'm saying? A man with crazy intellect, you know what I'm saying? You could swear the motherfucker has actually universal diplomas and shit from all the best universities in gaming, all right? He's one of the most powerful gamers on this fucking planet, Mr. Hebot himself. Yo, Hebot, introduce yourself.
Well, damn, that was an awesome introduction. I feel like I'm coming out here for the first time. Vaya, señores y señores, welcome one more time with all my intellectual brothers over here about to do some pony slaying in the name of Andrew McKee. There's a lot of things that's popping off and good topics I think we're going to be able to discuss tonight. Hopefully you guys will respect, enjoy, and see our point of view. Because if you don't, we don't really give a fuck. It is what it is.
Well said, yo. And of course, myself, yo, it's who the fuck? The Xbox Ghost. Kalai Da Scope, man. And this right here this week, this ain't no JRPG Final Fantasy waiting on your turn shit. Nah, this some Witcher 3 up in your face and making it burn, bitch. Because y'all gonna be hurting ponies this week, man. Trust me. All right? Because some shit has been popping off. And as you saw in the title itself, Titanfall 2 hitting 4K fucking resolution, Joe. But I don't want to go into the specifics of it. Let's go with Mr. 100 himself. What are your thoughts on this article? Because I know you read it.
Man, that was crazy. No, matter of fact, shout out to my man Randall Thor. You know that man with the million. I ain't got no million gamer score.
He probably going on 2 million pretty soon, right? Or 1.5?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He made a video. I think Crab even made a video. I think a couple of YouTubers made a video today, and developers saying that they was on the dev kit and they didn't believe how they had Titanfall 2 running in 6K, even though we know the game was not going to be this classified. The game will not be in 6K. You know what I'm saying? It will not be
Of
in
course
6K
not.
at all.
Also,
But
you gotta have
they
people on
was running.
suicide watch already, man. They on suicide
Yeah,
watch already. They do that, they
yeah,
fucking just straight
yeah,
jumping off that cliff.
yeah. But he was explaining where on the dev kit that they didn't know really the power. And this is Respawn. These are guys that went over, you know what I'm saying, and said that everybody got to play equal. And they were shocked, like, wow, this game ran 6K and they had a favorable staying rate at 60 frames per second. And they were just praising. They was like, yeah, we're gonna do a patch day one. As soon as the X come out, it's a patch. So we're gonna get. I'm like, damn, is it true? We're gonna get, if you have a 4K TV, you don't have to have a 4K TV. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft came and you don't have to have 4K. You can see graphical details on the 1080p. But if they can up the frame rate, I ain't think you can up the frame rate, but if they up the frame rate to 1080p, 60 frames per second, period. Oh man, it might feel like old Titanfall.
I
Because
know,
Titanfall 1
dude.
still feel fluent. This Titanfall doesn't feel as fluent as Titanfall 1. I still enjoy Titanfall. I give people shit on Titanfall 2, but you're giving me free DLC. I can't get mad at you. You shoot me. You're trying to do the Halo thing. You're giving me free DLC. So I enjoy that. But 60 frames per second, and you did 6K, and they said they downsample it to 4K. That means the X is a powerful system. It's not like the Pro, just a little bit more. And people got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? They got to understand that this thing is. They did what they talked to developers. They didn't sit there and say, "Hey, this is what you want. This is what we're going to give you." This is not a, you know what I'm saying? My old lady
They
say,
ain't give them a
I
mandate. They
have
ain't give them
job.
a mandate.
Yeah,
They said you use the power the way you want to use it.
yeah. So all you guys that's I've been seeing all week, because I've been in the gaming streets, but I ain't shot nobody this week. I might do it next week. I was into the NBA draft. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sports guy. You know, my Dodgers is on fire. So I've been looking, you know what I'm saying? I just ain't did no drive-bys yet. You know what I'm saying? Later on the night, I might do a drive-by, you know what I'm saying, on this podcast. I might do a drive-by because by right now, just for the fun of it.
Yes.
Let me do a drive-by. You know what I'm saying? It's a person that I kind of respect. He's a gamer. He respect him, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say his name. My bad. Active Sin. Kick it with, you know what I'm saying, a real gamer now. But he always posts on Twitter what games is not running true 4K. He want to throw that out. You're not running 4K on your gaming rig. So you can't say nothing about a game not running true 4K. And if the developer want to downsample it and all that, won't you go clown them instead of trying to clown, you know what I'm saying, the Xbox Nation, you know what I'm saying, over here. I ain't never clowned nobody and said, hey, you know, saying Force, what's that, Horizon Zero Dawn or No One Cares runs at this, that. I ain't never said nothing like that. If you enjoyed the game, you enjoyed the game. I ain't sit there on Twitter. Look at this dark. I don't. If you buy it, that's your money at the end of the day. But it's a bunch of these that I guess they want to call themselves trolls now. But don't bring the old hundred out, because the old hundred out. You know what I'm saying? I say names and I play video games.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up. Well said, man. Well said. And I know E-Rock been on this show because I know I can hear him in the background and shit. He's just itching. You know what I'm saying? Like ants. There's ants all over his pants. You know what I'm saying? But it's them ponies that be fucking with him all the time on Twitter. That's what it is. That's why he's so antsy. So E-Rock, what are your thoughts on the Xbox One X actually pushing 6K? 6K fucking visuals, yo. Can you believe that shit?
Well, you know, man, things have been moving so fast since E3. It's hard to keep up. If you got a job, if you got a girlfriend, if you got wives, if you got kids, it's been hard to keep up, man. One week, the Xbox One X launches. Then the next week, people are trying to tear it down. Then the next week, the developers are coming out saying, wow, man, this thing is amazing. No. So when you have the developers of Titanfall come out and say,
yeah, right. You're destructive in the room.
It be going down at 100's house.
Yeah, well,
hey, honey, we hearing all your business.
Oh,
Yeah. So if anything, you could mute your mic though, I think, right? You should be able to mute your shit real quick. Just in case. All right, there you go. You are.
To hear the developers of Titanfall and a lot of other developers come out and say, listen, we got our hands on this Xbox One X. It's a beast. It's a beast. And you know, if you've been in this video game shit for a long time, you know how these developers are. They always cream their pants about the more powerful hardware because no developer wants to make his game at the lowest common denominator. I don't know. I don't care how many copies of a console is out there. Developers always want to push the envelope. It's the whole reason why PC gamers been banging their drum all of these years because they were the highest. They were the highest denominator. So to hear Titanfall, the developers of Titanfall 2 come out and say, "Yeah, man, we could possibly get this game running in 6K on the Xbox One X." I didn't even know 6K was a thing. You guys broke it down to me before this podcast began. But I mean, it just shows how powerful this console is, and it just shows how the developers, they're not going to want to be held back. They're not going to want to be held back. So I mean, that's amazing news. It's amazing for Xbox fans, and it just shows you how fast the news moves in this news cycle. So I mean, I know right now ponies are on suicide watch, but if this happens, the main guy that's going to be sitting back and laughing will be us. Because we're the ones who wanted this console. We're the ones who asked for it. And to have the developers come out and say, yeah, man, this thing is a beast. It's like vindication. And as always, you ponies, you know what you can do. You can eat a dick.
Well said, man. And a lot of truth to that, man. A lot of truth to that. They're basically doing what the Xbox One, the vanilla one, basically was doing. Because if y'all recall, Killer Instinct on the OG Xbox One, right, actually ran at 90 frames. And they dumbed it down to 60 frames, all right, so they can have a flawless online netcode, all right? And in this instance, the shit actually pushes 6K visuals running at 60 frames per second.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody really has a setup that could actually even see 4K or display 4K, especially not TVs. So that's why they're dumbing it down to 4K. Think about it, people. That's the main point. They're dumbing the game's visuals down to hit 4K. All right. So what is the PS4 Pro to the Xbox One X? That's basically going to be a console that's going to hold back the Xbox One X. All right. Because that console is not going to be able to put out visuals on par with the Xbox One X. Now, from Microsoft's standpoint, you're going to see them use the visuals right out the yin-yang. Same thing for like certain developers like Titanfall. They're gonna push the medium and whatnot. But then you got developers like Bungie, all right, that's on the PlayStation 4, and they're delivering 4K 30 frames per second on Xbox One, and they still haven't confirmed the 4K asset yet. All right, so that's some underhanded shiesty shit going on. But before we get into the next person, we also have the man. You know what I'm saying? He's a legend. Just like the company he represents, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Sega Father himself.
Hey,
Xbox All In. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me, man. I actually got off of work early today, man. So we're actually on time. So I saw the message and I was like, yep.
Yeah, we was actually on the first subject. So you actually jumped in right on time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, perfect.
All right. So right now I'm actually go with Hebot real quick. All right. Hebot, what are your thoughts on native 4K, or 6K. You know what I'm saying? The Titanfall 2 is able to push 6K and whatnot, but they're dumbing it down to 4K.
I mean, listen, the way I see it is the gentleman was basically, I don't know if they're just trying to get in the good graces with the Xbox community because of what happened with the whole debacle with the blue disc being sexier than the green disc when Titanfall 2 initially was.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's part of it, but if they're trying to get into good gracious, I think this is a good way of doing it because they're being honest about what's going on. A lot of people I heard getting upset. I really wasn't paying attention to Twitter, but I've heard some people talk about it on videos like 100 said with Randall Thor. Shout outs to him. even though he doesn't acknowledge us for a fucking day of shit, but that's besides the point. And
Oh wow.
no, I'm just keeping it
Those are his
100, man.
personal opinions, people. Just saying. Everybody is a man. Know what I'm saying? They got their own mind. They speak their piece.
Right. So that has nothing to do with it. That was just me, talking out loud. Sorry. So, listen, and then some other people doing podcasts talking about how they shouldn't, expectations, and I'm like, listen. When the guy talked, basically what he was saying from what I was reading on the Gear Nuke, I think, article, he basically was just saying that they were really surprised, and then all kind of like 100 already reiterated that when they had it running, they had it steadily at 60 frames, and that since it's a CPU bound engine and it runs off the CPU, they left it free, to work at the best performance. So it was going up in a lot of occasions while they were playing the multiplayer, and I guess campaign as well, in 60K. I mean, in 6K, resolution.
60 frames. Oh yeah, 6K
resolution. And what he was trying to say, I guess, with that is that there's just so much overhead left over in the console with the power, with the super sampling, that them patching it's giving them all that room, and that's that space, that overhead. He said they actually had to downscale it because obviously there's nothing really out there except with some monitors on the PC side of that. But obviously, so you can't really show that and present that because people are like, well, why didn't they show proof about it? I was like, look, how they're going to show you proof? You can't show it and present it in anything on YouTube or any social media or even on Xbox through their stream because nothing supports 4K. We're taking the man's word. Now, why would a man lie about that? Being a developer, being in a position where he has to be giving the right message and be in a respectful way.
Well, who would say he would lie about something like that?
Well, I mean, I'm not mentioning any names. There's some people saying that why would they not show something to at least validate the proof? Like, how are you going to show that?
You see it in 4K. Who the fuck has a 6K monitor?
That's my point,
yo.
That's my point. So I thought that was kind of like
retarded, yo. Tell the police to shut the fuck up and go home, yo. Stick their heads in their asses and stop talking.
You're right, but to be honest, it was somebody within the Xbox community,
Really? Well, he needs to pull his head out his ass too.
Very well.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a 6K monitor either. All right, so what the fuck?
It's just
you won't be able to see it.
I don't know, and that's what he said.
Now we are going to see. Bebop, my bad that I'm actually jumping in like this, but we are going to see 60 frames per second in 4K. That we will see.
Nice. Right. They said it's going to 50 frames 4K with no problem whatsoever, right. And that's a wonderful thing because that just validates that the console is very capable. Even though people are trying
very powerful, as a matter of fact. There's also in his statement, he said that we're using 100% of the Xbox One X's powers. So if 100% is 6K, the Xbox One X is a beast, yo.
Right. Well, I mean, the game. I know it's a single player experience, multiplayer, added on, but I believe they said the resolution was even in the multiplayer as well. So that's a lot. That speaks volumes. So I think it's a good thing. I don't think people should be upset by it. I don't think people should be triggered by it. I don't think people should think that, they're trying to set the expectations too high for everybody else. They shouldn't do that because I just think he's just trying to be genuinely honest. But he said
really,
even when he
really set up the expectations too high, because if you think about it, though, just to go on the same thing that you talked about, 4K. I mean, Forza Horizon Motorsport 7, 4K 60 as well. You know what I'm saying? So we're seeing multiple launch titles, right, for the Xbox One X that's going to be running at 4K 60.
Right. Well, the way I'm looking at it, Kalai Da, hearing him from the outside in, because I'm not a game developer, I don't make games. Mm-hmm. The way I look at it, the way I took it is, he's basically stating, listen, 4K 60 is not impossible because if we can get up to 6K with still. That means it's very capable, and I took it that way. I didn't take it and try to sue people up like, oh shit, we're gonna have 6K. If you think that,
nah, I ain't think that. Trust me, I ain't think that at all. Trust me, you misinterpreted me.
feel that way. That's a you problem thinking foolishly that way. So I think it's great, man. I think that's very promising. That shows that if developers are really ready and willing to put the work into it, that it's gonna shine in all the games. Like that either with the ones we already have that get patched or the ones that are gonna be built from the ground up. So it's exciting, man. You hear things like this in the console space, for the first time in so long, like since the Neo Geo, since the Panasonic 3DO, and since the Dreamcast, that they were actually running better than the arcade and a lot of PCs, and then 360. This is exciting times. That's what made the 360 such a viable product, because it was ahead of its time. Even he was running specs that were better than PCs for that time. So I don't see nothing. I don't see the negative in this. To be honest, that's my point.
All right, good stuff.
But I think it's great, man. It's pretty cool, actually. I didn't even think that was even possible. When he said that, I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty impressive,
Yeah, that makes a lot of people here on the panel. None of us thought that shit was going to hit no 6K, all right? That's something that came out of left field, really. I mean, we know the console was the shit. We knew it was powerful, but we ain't know that motherfucker's going to hit 6K, all right? We ain't know that, you know what I'm saying? But I guess 50% more power, I guess there really is 50% more power, huh? I'm just saying. Now, let's hear from you, Triple Cup. What are your thoughts on, what I'm saying, the Xbox One X, being able to put out 6K visuals and shit, man, or being able to scale up to 6K and still have the overhead to keep doing shit. And the comments from the Titanfall developers. What are your thoughts, yo?
Actually, what I was looking at since y'all was talking about when I first heard it, what keep going through my mind is Expose One. All the developers, the lazy developers, when they not putting their games at 60 frames and they doing it at 30 frames, you exposed. When they have their
Bungie
and they ain't true 4K, exposed. I mean, that's just, to me, it's just every time I see that, it's just expose them. And then by Microsoft said they not mandate the developers on their games. This is something I was just thinking about what Microsoft should do. If they not gonna mandate the developers, when Digital Foundry get their hands on it, because Digital Foundry is gonna put a toothpick to it and try to analyze every little detail of it to try to see if they can find anything. And if they say they find the games that lazy developers that came out with this 1400p or 1800p running at 30 frames per second, Microsoft should do that. Do like how they did Forza Motorsport 6 when they showed it was running at 4K, 60 frames, high graphic fidelity, and then they showed the 30% overhead. Anytime that Digital Foundry come and say, "Oh, this game is not true 4K, it's 1400p," Microsoft should come back. Look, we still got this much overhead on this game. They could have pushed it. You know what I'm saying? That way, people know when they when these ponies come out, "Oh, that's not true 4K. That's not true 4K." But when they see this here, we still had this overhead. Now it's not on Microsoft. It's all about these lazy developers. And when we're seeing Titanfall hit 6K, you know what I'm saying? That's just like mind blowing right there. That's just mind blowing. So these games that's playing around and ain't giving us our true 4K. We know that these lazy developers, and we know if we know they actually could have been doing better. That's why Microsoft need to show their overhead. I'm not supporting the game if I feel like they should be doing better because I'm paying you my money. The developers, just to open their eyes up, y'all work for me. I'm the customer.
Exactly.
I'm paying y'all money. So if y'all ain't give me what I want, I ain't giving you my money. And if y'all ain't putting y'all best effort, I ain't giving y'all my money. But you know what I'm saying? Like certain games, like, you know what I'm saying, if Titanfall 3 and if they could pull that one out there, day one, I'm diving. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it, and I love all the stuff Xbox X doing. And if it's pushing that power like it's like they showing us that it's doing, all the developers giving all this praise that it's doing, and it's gonna do this true 4K with high graphic fidelities, day one, I'm diving.
Oh yeah, man.
Here we go.
Yo, you want to add something to that, E-Rock?
No, he said it all. Man.
All right, hell yeah. Day one, I'm diving. I like that motto. Fuck yeah. All right, yo. Now, Sega, you're new to the party, and you was a little late to the party, but at least you made it. That's the important thing. All right. So you heard about that article, right? With Respawn Entertainment being able to get up to 6K. I mean, they actually pushed 100%, because that's what the article said, the quote. It was like, we actually used 100% of the Xbox One X's power. And they hit 6K at 60 frames per second. God damn. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way, man. Like everybody here on the panel, we have lives and we got to work and we got to handle our business. And as busy as I was today, man, for a Friday, we're at my workplace, man. As busy as I was, I still heard about this news. I mean, and I was busy. There was a lot. I was turning to at work, as we say, and I still heard about this, man. Thank God for Twitter, because Twitter was on fire, man. It's like E-Rock said, man. These guys are just losing their mind, and it's awesome. Like Triple Cup was saying, man. What it does is it's like when you come down, man, and you turn on the light, man. I remember in my apartment we used to live in when I was little. Used to turn on the light, man. And all the roaches used to scatter. That's exactly what it feels like, man. Because a lot of the for the last since E3, these guys were saying that fake 4K and these guys can't do anything, and the Microsoft are frauds and stuff like that. And it's really cool that something like this comes out. And it was like a slow build up to it, man, because all the indie, props to the indie developers who are supporting Microsoft. Man. These guys are not getting enough credit. In fact, when they were coming out and saying stuff, people was like, "Oh, you guys are just indie developers, or you guys are indie developers that are in the pocket of, Microsoft, so your opinion doesn't count." So when somebody like Respawn comes out, who actually took their second title to the PlayStation, it adds a little bit more credibility. And you can tell by
that tweet that Heapop mentioned, right? The one with the blue disc.
Yeah, exactly. And it adds a little bit more credibility. And you can see, like, there's been this buzz in the developers community, a genuine excitement about what this console can do, man. There's no fanboyism there, dude. These guys are happy about it because they're thinking ahead. They're thinking, well, what can I do with the system? What can I do with the specs? What can I do to make my game, really good? And ultimately, we all benefit as gamers, but it's great to see these dudes eating crow, man. So every day, man, it's just like Christmas every day for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me, every day as an Xbox guy, man, if you're on social media, dude, every day is like Christmas.
Actually, it is, man. It is. And it is finally they're getting their just desserts. You know what I'm saying? All them ponies and shit that been hiding in their stables. Or actually, they've been hiding in their stables all this time and shit. And now they fucking galloping out the stables in order to start flinging mud left and right, trying to make everybody think that, the Xbox One X is not as capable.
Right? And they did it to themselves, man. They did it to themselves ever since the beginning of this generation that we're in, console generation that we're in. And these guys have been talking the most trash. Yeah. They've been doing it.
What did they say? What was their mantra? I bought it because of more power. Yeah, that was their mantra.
Exactly.
That's right. They didn't say they bought it because of the exclusives.
Or the games.
Because there were no exclusives in the beginning, at least not for the first couple of years. What they had was indies. That even Shuhei Yoshida came out. What's wrong with indies? You know what I'm saying? Because they had no games. So what's wrong with indies? Now that they have games up in the pipeline, games that are 2, 3 to 4 years out, you know what I'm saying? Well, now you got Jim Ryan coming out and saying, well, who cares about indies? You know what I'm saying? We got AAAs coming down the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? But you're fucking burning down bridges, son. You're burning down bridges. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know it. All right? Because these indie devs, they're going to take advantage of the Xbox One X. All right? I can guarantee that shit. They're going to be pushing the 4K visual aspect natively on the Xbox One X. Can't guarantee the same thing for the half step that's the PS4 Pro. Definitely not. Can't guarantee that one. But Triple Cup did raise one interesting statement earlier, though. You know what I'm saying? Devs work for us. They have to convince us why we need to purchase their games. You know what I'm saying? And we have power nowadays, people. This is the age of social fucking media. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Ghost Recon Wildlands was in beta. I went and I sent a tweet like, yo, what's up with having like a third-person camera view where you could just holster the guns? And they didn't have it in at first. When the game launched, they had it in there. All right, they had it in there that I was like, yo, that was just some shit that I just said, what's up, because it's like you make these cool ass character models, but yet you got the camera stuck to their fucking backs. I would like to see the whole character model with their weapons and the gear and all the shit that I'm putting on my character. And the game launches and it has that option included. So people, trust me, you guys have the power, man. That's how we get some of these old games. Why the fuck you think Voodoo Vince came back? Phantom Dust. You know what I'm saying? Crash Bandicoot. You know what I'm saying? Uncharted the collection, the Halo Master Chief collection is because of people on social media.
The whole OG
so you have the power
Xbox.
in your hands. You just have to know how to use it, man, and not be doing
even the backwards compatibility stuff. That's one because of we
Exactly, because we asked for it, we tweeted about it, and we let them know what we wanted. And don't go on change.org and do them fucking things that y'all do all the time and shit. Yo, them petitions. What the fuck is that? You ain't gonna get no response from that. Tweet the people directly and let them know what you want. Not some shit on change.org, man. You act like people got serious issues that go on there. You guys going on there to have Halo come to the PlayStation 4 with. Is you stupid?
Right.
I mean, come on. It's like these are the type of retarded people that are on there, yo. But let's go on to the next topic and shit, yo, because I mean,
hey, Kalai Da Scope, before you go to the next topic, I just one quick statement. Hey, don't the Xbox One X feel like a Rocky movie? I don't know, it's just something about it just feel like a Rocky movie to me. Like we've been getting beat up for so long, and then we all of a sudden we just make the amazing comeback. You know what I'm saying? Like Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just feel like all of them.
Yes, it does.
I just had to get out my check. It just felt like one of them Rocky movies, like, you know, when he fight Mr. T. You know, he was losing that first. That was the first time he came back and he won. I think that's what we're gonna do in this generation. So everybody,
want to know what it is? I'm gonna go one further, Chuck. All right.
Yeah.
The Xbox One and the One S was Rocky. Or as a matter of fact, the Xbox One was Rocky. The Xbox One S, that was Apollo Creed, and the Xbox One X is Michael B. Jordan's character and shit in Creed.
Oh, yes.
All right? That's what the fuck is up. All right? That's real power and shit, man. Yeah, it does seem like that, man. Nice bringing that shit up, yo. Now, we've also had some other things, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people has been getting at Xbox since E3, talking about, but y'all really didn't show anything. This and that. That y'all only show games that we're going to be getting in the next 12 months. You know what I'm saying? Dude, they showed 42 games that we're going to be getting in the next 12 fucking months, and 22 of them are exclusive. All right? That's a fucking trip. How many games did Sony show? 10 games? And fucking 8 of them games you're not going to see until sometime next year, or maybe even 2018. I mean, 2019.
2 DLCs and 2 DLCs.
You get 2 DLCs this year. You get Gran Turismo Sport, which I'm going to get into in a little bit. All right, really, because that shit is just sad. You had Gran Turismo Sport, and what's the other one? Oh, the game that they didn't want to show at the E3. Knack. Exactly.
Knack. Exactly. Like you about to say no to crack. Just like you about to say
Knack on crack. Knack on crack.
Yeah, like you about to say no to crack. Knack is whack.
All right, but guess what? Aaron Greenberg came out today and said something very interesting. This is going to perk your interest really quick, 100. And he said, he's like, all right, we have many unannounced big AAA titles. You know what I'm saying? But we can't announce them quite yet. But yet, Microsoft is going to Gamescom. Xbox is going to be representing there. And Aaron Greenberg was quoted as saying, we're not going to Gamescom to show what we showed at E3.
Nice.
All right, we plan on showing some new announcements and some new things for you to get excited.
Nice.
So I was like, all right, that's what's up. So what are your thoughts on that statement, 100? Want to hear your input.
Man, I'll put it this way. We had this conversation last night. You know, I be in parties with some real gamers. Some of them, you know, actually had a like I said, I had a PlayStation.
So you was a real gamer. You wasn't hanging out with no frauds then.
No. I lead them alone. I lead them over there on that Sony side. But it was so crazy about it was this guy that I was talking to. He was like, "Man, I'm a PlayStation guy, but where I see what Microsoft is doing, I'm impressed. Sony giving you hopes and dreams like they've been doing from the jump. I don't know why nobody understand that. You know,
I don't just go back on that one line. Where the fuck are the 1080p 60 frames per second games? None of their first party titles ran that.
No, they don't. And then you expect 4K? Go kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? But people gotta understand this. And this is my whole thing. It's like, man, it's okay for once when Microsoft was doing it was wrong, but you can do it. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. It's all good and it's all good and dandy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like now loud as candy. But it's just crazy. And that's why I sit back and I relax sometimes. Microsoft is throwing. They you know what they went to E3. They came in. They came in like my man Triple G finna fight raggedy ass Canelo. You know what I'm saying? They came in like Mayweather finna knock the shit out of motherfucking McGregor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man, Greg going down to 6. I'm finna lay that bet down. I might be going out there that weekend. You know what I'm saying? Spend all my money. I'm about to lay like 1,000 down on Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? To win $25 because he's favored too much. But but you know, understand this console just came out. And Microsoft saying, I had a guy say, what's up with them indies? Microsoft indies look better than they AA titles.
I know.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, Microsoft Indies looks really fucking amazing, yo.
And then I told the guy, I saw them. I saw these indies eye for eye, not through a YouTube. And I don't care if somebody got 4K footage and they upload to YouTube, it's still buffered to 2K. And most people don't have a 4K monitor or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you might watch it on your S, but it's still compressed to 2K. So it looks better than 1080p, but they got to understand Microsoft has the real greatness. Greatness already, we've been deserved. We didn't have greatness for so long. Like I say, Phil said, I don't like to, he said, I could have came out there and did a scissor roll of games that ain't coming out to 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Get a pass with Microsoft, like, hey, you can play this year or the next 6 months. You know, how many times Scalebound got smashed because they kept on showing it and it didn't come out?
Exactly.
How many times Cuphead got smashed because it couldn't come out?
When they showed the
Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, all them games really.
They need to stop doing that. But when Sony does it, oh my God, Sony's so great because they hype us up for the next 3 years.
Yeah, like man.
Yeah, they show what they playing. We know they're gonna be around.
Yeah, we know your game plan, but you don't know ours.
What are those trip though? All the games that they showed though, we saw them last year.
And then this is
something to Lost Legacy last year, right? Didn't they?
Yeah,
the only
but
thing new was Horizon.
I said this, remember, and I'm gonna give us credit because we said this a few podcasts ago, and some other YouTubers getting praised for this, but we finna get praised for this shit right now. Did we say? Matter of fact, E-Rock was there. Did I say? And then we all come to agreement when we did E3 Live that them games looked like they was running in the same damn engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you say it too, honey. Yeah, I remember.
This is the first place they said it, dude.
So I know other people got louder mouths than me, and they got louder. We say I've been seeing. I saw it. I'm like that looks. I'm looking at. I'm like that's running in the same damn engine. It looks like a different shader. Like it looked like even Horizon Zero Dawn looks like the same engine. Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? Days Gone.
Yeah, just swap out characters.
Only person
use the same assets, but swap out characters.
Like it was in the same engine was Spider-Man. What you call it? Like the same engine. God of War, same engine. So you recycling engines? I'm like, come on, man.
Technology for all of them.
Yeah. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of it did seem samey, especially since most of it was from last year. I mean, the only thing we saw new was like I guess the new DLC for Horizon, but then again, we saw Horizon last year as well.
How the hell you show DLC? How you show DLC on the main stream when Microsoft showed DLC for what you call it for what was that Dead Rising?
Dead Rising, the super duper arcade edition.
They made it funny. At least they made it funny, but did Microsoft get baptized for that? Man, they had the pitch.
Then they didn't start the show off with it either. That's the killer part. They started the show off with it. You're supposed to start out the show strong. They came out with straight DLC.
I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, You know what they need to take that future. They need to tell the L. Take that L. That L is large. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. If y'all watch N2D, you know when my man LL when he found out, oh boy, with this girl, he grabbed that pole. Love it. You know what I'm saying? You must have been my man. That's how I feel. Sony, you must have been my man's. You must have been my man. You know what I'm saying? You tried to go up beside me. Yeah, love it. Get this L. Take that long L and take it because you're not consumer friendly.
No,
you're not.
That's some crazy shit.
Sony came out cocky.
Yeah.
And they didn't show no games that was gonna look better on that X. know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start doing. I got like Bernard
Exactly,
Hopkins, but I'm gonna start throwing up that X in my video again. You know what I'm saying?
You
Throw
could
up the
even tell
X.
by the way old dude stepped on stage, yo, full of himself, full of himself. Like, you know what? I don't really need to show you anything new. I'm gonna just show you the stuff that I've been showing you for the last 3 years because you guys are just that stupid and gullible. Plus, I'm gonna have sprinkle some DLC on top of that too. That's because you people are that stupid and gullible. Plus, I'm gonna show you some PlayStation VR games that look inferior to PlayStation 4 specs. But, know what I'm saying? You guys are stupid and gullible. But still, let's go with what E-Rock has to say concerning
30 minutes.
comments. Know what I'm saying? I'll say he said we're not going to Gamescom to show what we showed at E3. We're going to be showing new shit. So what are your thoughts on that, E-Rock?
His comments are shocking to me because they showed 42 games at E3 2017, 22 which were console exclusives. So to think for 2 minutes that Aaron Greenberg and my man Phil Spencer, as 100 calls him, Killer Phil, to think they've got some more shells left in that shotgun is shocking. And I know right now the ponies are scratching their heads because all they concerned about is Xbox this month. Like, what are they doing? What are they going to do next? What's going to happen next? I'm loving this. I'm loving this because Xbox is aggressive again. This is what we've been asking for ever since E3 2013. The aggressive Microsoft, the Microsoft that when Peter Moore was in charge, man, the Microsoft is flexing a muscle. I love this. Y'all are the most powerful company on the planet. Flex that muscle. Show it. Sony should have never been in the position they're in. They're in the position they're in because of the media, because of a misstep that Microsoft made at E3 2013, and it's ridiculous. Okay, everybody sees now what company is for the consumer, what company keeps giving us stuff, what company gives us more, and the fact that at Gamescom y'all got some extra bullets in the clip. I can't wait. What could it be? What could it be? I'm excited. I cannot wait. I'm just loving this, man. I'm just loving how all of this news just keeps trickling out week after week after week after week. Kalai, I'm excited, man, and I'm hoping that whatever we see, maybe it's a new fighting game, maybe it's that Sam Fisher game that everybody wanted, Splinter Cell. Who knows, man? It could be anything. I mean, all bets are off now at this point. I can't wait.
Yeah, it actually does give good cause for speculation, man. Good speculation right there. All right. Good. Well said, E-Rock. I can't front. I mean, like you said, there's who knows what could possibly be shown. I mean, who knows? Maybe we might see what Perfect Dark. I mean, that shit was like talked about for a minute. Or even the Shanghai game, or supposedly Perfect Dark using Shanghai's assets. I don't know. I mean, there's different types of things that could fucking be popping off. Let's go with you, Triple Chuck. Greenberg's comments. Do you think he's for reals, or you think he's full of shit?
Man, I ain't never seen him play when he speak. The only thing I see him playing is games on the Xbox or the Wii. You know how they do sometimes. But like E-Rock was saying though, you know what I'm saying, like they bringing number games like I'm already trying, like he said, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this here. It's like how you said, it's like Rambo. Back in the days, he's shooting them guns, and we just shooting out games like boom, 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 and like he out of bullets yet? Nope. Boom, 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 boom. 5 minutes later, now we at E3. Boom, 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 boom. 2 weeks later, now we at Gamescom. Boom, 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 boom. Steady throwing bullets, steady throwing games at us. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do with all these games, but I am not complaining at all. That means I'm like a child in a candy store trying to figure out which type of candy I want to eat first. I'm gonna try to eat them all, but you know, so this is a good thing. You know, saying I like the mentality that they got. You know, saying the 12-month thing. I don't really care about games 3-4 years out because I can't really put my hands on it. It's too far away. You know, too much stuff could have. I like the stuff that's right here, right now, where I can put my hands on. And we got a lot of games, 42 games. I mean, regardless of how people look at it, 42 games. We gonna be able to play on the Xbox, regardless of the situation. 42. I mean, just let that sink in your head. Why we have to worry about something that's coming out 24 months from now? We got so much coming out right here, right now, and we got more coming at Gamescom. What else can we ask for? We don't need to see that coming in 2020. You know what I'm saying? That's eyesight. You know what I'm saying? 2020 is perfect vision. We don't need to see that far out there. We need to see right here, right now.
Exactly, dude. Well fucking said, man.
Yes.
I like the way you put that. Know what I'm saying? Microsoft came out at their conference. Killer Phil stepped out on stage and he whipped out a Tommy gun. And he was like with all the fucking games. My old dude stepped out on stage for Sony, pulled out a 22 and then pop, 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 pop.
Like when it was Harlem Night. Like on what it was Harlem Night when they did that.
Run away.
Yo, that's the way it felt like when I saw the Sony conference, man.
What's shooting that shit? What's shooting that? What's shooting it? What's shooting it, man? What's shooting it, man? That's the way. I told you, I'm gonna kill you quick.
Classic.
Yo,
Classic, man. Classic.
True that, man. All right, now, well said, Triple Cut, man. Now, let's go with you, Sega Forever. What are your thoughts on Aaron Greenberg's statement? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so when I saw this, I thought about something. Since they're doing it at Gamescom, and it's usually, because it takes place in Germany. So it'd be interesting to see if they actually have some games from some European developers that we never heard of, or we don't know, whether it's indie or AAA. And if they do, this is just me, man. I'm not trying to start anything or anything like that, but my mind just kind of naturally.
Well, Sumo Digital's a European developer.
Yeah, and he's saying that he's going to show new stuff. So, like for me, man, being a Sega guy, if they show stuff that's new and that's European centric, as far as the developers and stuff like that, I'm really going to be interested in Tokyo Game Show. I'm really going to be interested in Tokyo Game Show.
True that, man. I'm glad that you brought that up. We don't know if these people is going to Tokyo Game Show as well.
Because I think they are. Microsoft's going to be there, and if they're focusing,
they're going to be there.
Yeah, if they're focusing,
Microsoft going to Tokyo Game Show.
Right.
Oh shit! So they got ammo under the belt. Oh shit, man! Damn. I'm telling you, people, they got Tommy guns, Joe. Y'all need to put away them 22s, man. Trust me, y'all need to put them away.
It's probably be the first time in, I don't know, 10 years that I've been interested in anything at Tokyo Game Show.
I know, right? I feel you, man. I normally don't look forward to Gamescom, but yeah, true that.
There you go.
All right, well said, man. But I know you heard the ruckus, right? Aaron Greenberg actually came out and said that there's many unannounced big AAA titles that Microsoft just didn't reveal at E3. You know what I'm saying? Because they're too far out, 2 or 3 years away. But yet they're going to Gamescom. He quoted, you know what I'm saying, that, we're not going to show the same thing you saw at E3. We're going to show you more shit. So what are your thoughts?
Well, my Puerto Rican brother, honestly, I didn't know that he had added that. I didn't know he said that they're not going to go to Gamescom just showing the same thing they already showed. Like, I just found out through you guys right now, to the grapevine. Cool. So I heard that he said, we got other unannounced games that are big that we're going to be showing soon in Gamescom or whatnot in the future. That's how I took it. But
in the future. He said the big ones that, at least I don't know. I don't know what he can show, though. He just said that he's not going to show basically all the same shit we saw at E3. They're planning on showing us new stuff.
For me, I see this as 2 points in 2 different ways. I have 2 points to this. Because I like to get that deep psychological thought process out of what's going on. The way I see it, first, this is good because you know how everybody on social media, and it's just the same thing to say it, especially even on the Xbox community, we all seem to have amnesia when it comes to Phil. Because he said very fact, I'm investing in first-party titles and we're investing in new developers in-house, right?
And he's been saying that for years.
Nobody remembers. Right, but he just recently stated that when they were talking about that, the lack of not having a lot of AAAs this year, like when the Halo debacle with Halo War 2.
Now they listen more to him because the Xbox One X was also in the news, all right. But yeah, he stated that for years, though.
Right, absolutely. But this is before even the announcement of the X, like on E3. This was I think it was March or May or something like that. When he said, we are investing in new first-party studios and IPs. You'll find out soon. And it's good that Aaron Greenberg said this because this basically cements it. This basically says, what Phil has said. He was being honest. And this is good because, you know, if he said, oh, no, we want our games not to be exclusive one into the area, it says, see, they don't want no exclusive on Xbox. And everybody remembers that ASAP. When he said good things that are in a positive way for different reasons, you know, like I said, the community and people have amnesia. So I see it from that point of view first. I think it's great because everything he's been saying all the time about investing in first-party studios is the real thing. Because obviously they're not going to say we have more to show that wasn't what we show already in a big show like, because Gamescom is basically E3 for Europe.
Yeah,
it's a big show. It's a big, you know? Same thing with Tokyo, but it's just for the Japanese market. You know, which would be what they're bringing over there. Or if we could even get some exclusives out of Japan, that would be way. You know, that hasn't happened since the OD.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Point of view, right? My second point of view, I see this just basically solidifies that the whole reason why they created the X wasn't just for power. If you see when they talk about the SDKs and the actual, you know, model that 100 played on, they said this was for efficiency for developers, meaning they wanted them to spend less time in having to create the games through bottleneck hardware and more time in creativity. Make their games a lot faster, with more thought process into them, meaning more gameplay, more graphic fidelity, more performance, and that means that the development time on games, even with indie developers, especially the ones that are self-published, that may not have the resources and the money for them to make their games a lot quicker, with more efficiency, and a slower amount of time. So this just proves that what he said, what they created with the Xbox One, is not just about power, it's about efficiency for the developer development cycle for the game. So a game that would take maybe, say, a year or two, would probably only take maybe now 9 months, maybe just a year. And that's great, because that means we get more games a lot faster at the highest quality. Broken when they come out, which a lot of games have had that problem this generation, and I feel that came because of a lot of the bottlenecks and the ambitiousness of the game. They were too ambitious when the consoles really had bottlenecks, which they couldn't do it unless you put a lot more time working to it. They made it easier to program for, because that's one of the problems. First, the fact that it was supposedly very hard to use the ESRAM and use the DirectX 12 to make it all work together, unless you really knew the hardware. And that's why we saw the difference between the exclusive and the multi-class. You could shine, and the multi-class had to struggle, and they didn't. And that's one of the things that all the developers were alluding in the beginning with PS4. Oh, the PS4 is much easier to develop for because it does the work for you. So now they did a console that looked like an embarrassment. So there's no excuses. So this means more games, better quality, in a shorter time. Point of view with that statement that you did. I think it's fantastic. I'm just looking forward to what they're going to show, because I don't think they're going to. They're just going to show the new Halo, probably a new trailer for Halo, or a new Gears or DLC or something. And I'm like, they said clear as day that this year was all about staying away from the stereotype of them only having Halo, Gears, and Forza. And the only reason we're getting a Forza is because they have two different Forzas and two different theories. It's in the same universe, but they're two different types of games. That is the only reason they showed it. So I truly believe whatever they're going to show from the rest of this year, it's just going to be new and unique type of thing. Whether they're indies or AAAs, it's still to be seen. So far, what we saw in E3, obviously, was mainly AAs and indies, and with a few AAAs. But I think we're going to see a lot of different stuff, or unexpected stuff like we might not have expected, like maybe a new KOTOR, whether it's remaster or a sequel, something like that along those lines. So this is fantastic. I'm glad you made that statement, because it opens up eyes for all the doubters that say, they're not really investing in new IPs or new AAA titles. That's bullshit. That's Phil talking PR bullshit. So I guess PR bullshit means they're going to keep talking about it, and they got to prove it. So obviously they're not going to say it unless they can prove it. So it's good times, man. It's just good times. Let's see what happens. I think that's a great thing. I really do.
All right. Well said, man. And like you said, they wouldn't talk about it if they could actually prove it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they talked about the cloud. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talked about what game was going to be using it, Crackdown. Well, guess what, people? September, you're going to find out what the fuck the cloud could do. I mean, we already know with certain things like Titanfall. You know what I'm saying? Titanfall 1, not the 2. But Titanfall. You know what I'm saying? The Drivatars in the Forces series. You know what I'm saying? You know, the shadows that you could build to yourself in Killer Instinct. I mean, we know more or less what, you know, they could do with AI. It's just off-putting commands onto the servers. That's all it is, all right? In order to create this giant destructible environment. We're going to see that pretty soon. Name off with that. Y'all going to see the fruits of their labor pretty soon. All right? Same thing goes for this shit. They talked about it was going to make the most powerful console on the planet. God damn, I know it was going to push 6K, but still, they did not lie. All right? They backed it up. Did they not back it up, people? Y'all know we all agree they backed their fucking shit up. All right? This ain't 1080p, 60 frames every game. Sony ain't backed their shit up. Their shit was 50% bullshit, right? Because y'all remember that shit? 50% more power? Well, guess what? This is really 50% more, yo. Fucking 6K, son. That's some shit. Now, let's go. Yeah, what? That? How bad? You were saying something?
I said speed. Yeah, I said speed and power is two different things. It was 50% more faster on the CPU running, you know, how it ran. It wasn't that it
Well, I'm glad you brought up that CPU and GPU shit. I want to get to all you ponies, yo. Y'all need to stop it. Stop. And you PC elitists, y'all need to pull your heads out of your asses. Stop. All right? Y'all keep talking about that it's a Jaguar. Y'all know it's customized, right? Y'all know how much more faster it says. I mean, did y'all see the E3 show where they was talking about that they came up with their own technique that they labeled it after the dude that created it? Fucking boost the performance and be stupid fast. And then the guys from Titanfall fucking admitted it. And who are these people known for? 60 frames per second games, because they did it with Call of Duty, people. All right? And now they're doing it 4K native, 60 frames per second on the Xbox One X, people. All right? Now that's just some trippy shit right there. Now, this is the main thing, though. Y'all know fucking Gran Turismo Sport is going to be coming out pretty soon, right? Y'all know this, right? And this dude, Kazunori Yamauchi, right? He actually tried PlayStation VR. Yeah, ponies. He said it was trash. All right. He's like, this is his direct quote. This is his direct quote. He's like, I experienced a blurry, unrefined mess, visually speaking.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So let's go with you, E-Rock. What are your thoughts on this comment or this quote by Kazunori Yamauchi, creator of Gran Turismo?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you listen up, you ponies, you hoof clickers, you four-legged beasts, you equestrian creatures, and even you Xbots who've been following Polyphony Digital for decades now. When Kaz, the head of Polyphony Digital, who takes not years but decades to make racing games, tells you that your shit is a blurry, unoptimized mess, you need to listen, okay? You need to listen. This is a man with huge balls. The balls to take Sony's money because they're for the gamers and they give developers decades to finish a fucking game. Okay,
and still deliver it with bugs and glitches like that.
Yeah. This is a guy who comes out with a racing game with 150 cars, or one decade. Gran Turismo came out with some cars look like PlayStation 3 cars, other cars look like PS2 cars. This is a guy with huge balls. Okay, and when he tells you that PlayStation VR is a piece of shit, you need to listen, because nobody knows pieces of shit better than Kaz over there at Polyphony Digital. Okay? I don't feel bad for this guy at all, because he's a multi-millionaire. Polyphony Digital, whether you like them or not, they will always be one of the most legendary developers of all time. But they fall into that category that we always say that you Sony ponies and Jabari Clarks and councils of this world do not want to accept that Japanese development is decades behind the Americans. It's why I call it Crapanese and Jap crap. It just is. Yeah. You know the last Gran Turismo I bought was Gran Turismo 5 for the PS3. And even before that, the last great Gran Turismo was Gran Turismo 3. Forza Motorsports and Turn 10 have left them in the dust. They spit out Forza every year. And I know you haters of Xbox can't stand it. Oh, well, it's a Forza game every year. That's right. We getting flooded with quality racers while y'all over there waiting. But getting back to Kaz, for this dude to have the balls, the fucking grapefruits, to call some other shit garbage, that's amazing. And not only did he call it garbage, but he called it garbage of his Japanese gods, Sony, who've wasted hundreds of millions on this guy's 8 or 9 year passion projects. GT Sport, you don't see any of the ponies hyping this shit up because they know they will get curb stomped if they even try to mention Gran Turismo in the same name of Forza Horizon. Hell, Forza Motorsports. Forza Motorsports is
Thank you.
Project Cars is fucking better.
It sounds like somebody's biting off of somebody else, right?
Yeah. So I mean, this is shocking news, man. I love it. I didn't even know about this. This is a nice little tidbit for us to dissect tonight. Wow, it's like
good shit.
Man.
I kind of figured you guys would get excited off of that. That's why I didn't say nothing when we was doing the pre-show. I was like, you know what? I would just stay quiet for when we get into the podcast. Because I had just read it. I was fucking blown away. But let's go with you, Honey, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude, Kazunori Yamauchi, you know what I'm saying? The creator of Gran Turismo actually said that PlayStation VR is garbage. Basura, man. He just straight up said straight up basura. Man. All right? He said what he experienced was a blurry, unrefined mess. What do you think about
that? You know why it's a mess? Because they're robbing the gamers. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? They didn't turn to the Donald Trump of gaming. Got you all them fake ass promises. Damn lies. I'm about to. I got to bring to the church 100 right now. I got to preach right now.
Yes.
So let me right now. Now, you know what I'm saying? Gran Turismo used to be that fine girl you used to see. You know what I'm saying? She walking on the block. You don't know she a hooker or not, but she fine as wine. You even think about, you know what I'm saying? If it don't cost that much, you might, you know what I'm saying, might pay for it. She that fine. That's when Gran Turismo came in. But then that young tender came in. You know what I'm saying? Came in and she walking that streets real good. Think about it, she's shining. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell she didn't made it from she didn't went up from being a prostitute to a private escort. Then she on her own. She hottie flights right now. She can pick what she wants. She didn't turn. I want this. I want that. You go do this. Go do that. Sorry to say it. They lost their way. Gran Turismo. You got if anybody from if anybody from Gran Turismo worked on the original ones in that, they turning over in their grave right now because that was like the godness of games.
Yes.
That made. If it wasn't for Gran Turismo, it wouldn't be no Project Gotham. Yes. It wouldn't be no Forza.
Yes.
Period. But how Sony, you and what do you call it? You got the dude sitting there. What do you call it? They little fake Phil Spencer. I can't think of his name right now. You know what I'm saying? You got him and all this. Where's the magic?
Where's the underage schoolgirls?
Yeah, so where's the magic at? You wanted somebody. That's why the PlayStation VR is a dud. Firecracker, you know, it's about to be 4th of July. You got that firecracker and you think you finna light the whole pack, and half of it's dud.
Go off.
Figure out. It is. That's not, to me. That's not. You're not. It's amazing how they damage control this. Quit damage controlling. If how many times if Microsoft do something wrong, we don't think it is. How many times people will sit there and feel this and feel that, and all this and all that. They don't do that. They take the licking and keep on ticking. You know what I'm saying? They like these Sony fanboys. Really? Now I got a couple of them that stick up, but these ponies, what they do? They ass. You know what I'm saying? Love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not vocal with it. I'm going wrong. You know, they're not. And for you guys to mess up this franchise, Sony messed up that franchise. They should have just stuck with Drive Dud. You know what I'm saying? That fizzled out real quick. Remember, we got Drive Club. It went, but it ended up turning into a dud. What they promised. Oh, if you get PlayStation Plus, you get a free. It took them over a year to get that dumbed down game. Why Forza's giving us greatness. This is where the greatness is. You have no dynamic weather. You know what I'm saying? In sports, you got 150 cars. Forza Horizon got more cars than that. I think for not even no DLC cars. I don't even think they even DLC car. They got more cars than that. So come on, this is not no greatness. Greatness has passed you guys by. It don't. It's not a wait. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Force Awakens. You ain't Ray. You know what I'm saying? Xbox is Ray. You know what I'm saying? They had the Empire strike back. Yeah, it's time for the rebels to strike back. And the rebels when they strike back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't holding no punches. I'm gonna kick y'all while y'all down, straighten y'all shoulder blades. But they trying to come out the stables. They trying to come out. Try to come out. I'm like, man, y'all handle them, man. I got to work. Y'all handle them. Get him. If I don't catch y'all handling them, it's gonna be some problems in Xbox land. Because we can't allow these people come in our territory. We taking over their land now. And then this is what I wanted to say. What in blue hell? They said Spider-Man go sell them over 100,000 consoles. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. Please do.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. Right after this, show. Right after this, for you, right on point. I've been dying to mention that shit. Yo, but they are some shit, yo. No doubt, they are some shit with that Spider-Man shit. But we'll delve into that in a little bit because that's gonna be a little tangent. That's gonna be fucking funny as fuck. But yo, continue on. Yo, what I say?
Yeah, but man, that's cool how they disrespected the granddaddy of them all. That's just like you mess up the Rose Parade out here every New Year's. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having flowers, he had a bunch of cops and hookers running around. That's disrespecting. That's like the NBA. That's like the NBA Finals. What you have? You have a bunch of D-League teams in it. That's not right. You know the Super Bowl.
Well, you gonna bring up the XFL. They don't have it running at 60 frames per second.
No, and that's a shame.
It's not an open world game, and they can't get that to run at 60 frames per second. Really? I mean, I thought the PS4 Pro or the PS4 the vanilla had power.
Greatness.
Right? And they can't run a driving game at 60 frames per second, 1080p. Really? Bare minimum. I mean, Forza was doing it since launch. I'm just saying. And now y'all got the Pro, and the Pro still can't do 1080p 60? Oh, because the frame rate is locked at 30, right? That's what it told me. They locked the frame rate at 30. Oh, well,
and
that's greatness.
They did nothing. What, man, they that greatness awaits. That 4K. If I was a consumer, matter of fact, I'm gonna call the family attorney tomorrow. See if I can find a class action lawsuit against Sony for lying about 4K.
Oh yeah, right. People should do them class action lawsuits because they should.
They already got one against them, huh?
Yeah, and you got people in the media lying for them, trying to downplay the One X and shit. So y'all know who the fuck the ponies is, people. Just look at the ones in the media that are trying to downplay the Xbox One X, and then listen to the actual devs that are working with the One X, not the dumbasses that are writing about it. All right, two different things, people. But well said, 100, man. Let's go with you. Triple Cup. What are your thoughts? Know what I'm saying? On you know what Kaz basically said. Know what I'm saying? That PlayStation VR, it's too early for that. He says the technology is not even there. All right. He says maybe in 50 years. This is what he quoted. Maybe in 50 years. Damn. So guess what, people? Guess what, ponies? They stole your money. VR is not ready yet. And guess who else said that shit? Phil fucking Spencer.
Yep.
Guess what? But now Kaz is saying it as well. And he said that Gran Turismo Sport, it's a blurry, unrefined mess, visually speaking.
Well, at least it wasn't lying about it. Because he got shit game like that. So, if you make shit, you know shit. You know the smell like you're around shit. If you're a farmer, you know about farming. If you're a fisherman, you know about fishing. If you know shit, if you make shit, you know about shit. And that VR shit, that ain't shit. And me personally, you know what I'm saying, a person that like VR, you know what I'm saying, I have nothing against them, but you know what I'm saying, and from where I'm at and where I live and my environment, I can't put no shit like that on my head and be absent from the world. That shouldn't. I just can't. I can't see it. I mean, just think about you in the house and you to put down your head, and all of a sudden, by the time you take that off, your TV gone. Like, man, what the fuck? You know, just stupid stuff like that. I don't want that. Then people go out from the world. Yep. And then I seen what VR really fun. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Showstopper because he did a video straight about why the VR is really fun. Where it showcased it, man. When they said they got the craziest stuff I ever seen in my life, yeah, it's ridiculous, like really ridiculous. But you know what I'm saying? But for gaming, that stuff not really for gaming. It's a fad, like how 3D TVs was. Like the people that bought them, I know they feel burnt right now. If you have a 3D TV. Yep. That's what we need to do. Find somebody to have a 3D TV and ask them how they feel right about now. Knowing ain't nobody got no 3D movies. You know what I'm saying? And that'll tell you what the VR is going to be in the next 5 years. Everybody going to be pissed off about that.
Imagine, the man went so far to say that VR wouldn't be ready for another 50 years. Kaz actually said that quote, yo. That's fucking
the people that made the Oculus Rift, even Facebook was like, hey, we ain't really looking to make no money. We're just trying to get our foot
in the door.
In the door. Yep. They understand that. You know what I'm saying? They understand. I heard they got a model that's supposed to come up for like 500 Oculus. I don't know if it come with any controllers with everything, but I already got an Xbox controller, so you know that's a reasonable price. They have a reasonable price, so you know what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Hey man, you said 20 years. Shoot, I'm looking for no VR. I'm looking for augmented reality. You know what I'm saying? Like the HoloLens and stuff like that. I want to see.
That would be some crazy shit.
By the time then, you have some shit voice command, and all of a sudden, just the room just change around you or some shit. You won't have to worry about putting nothing on your head. Because I wouldn't even do that AR. I don't want none of that on my face.
Dude, the reason it won't be working for a minute is because of the lower resolutions that the VR headsets put out. The lower resolution, way lower, people. Those VR headsets are pushing 720p. All right,
and ain't people getting seasick from having that on their face?
Yeah, if it's not 60 frames,
yeah, like
if it's not 60
VR,
frames, then you get seasick. Yeah.
But Oculus and HTC Vive, they're pushing, trying to push the limit. Comment. This is not like you got to have a nice ass rig to do it. It's already expensive. If you're gonna have at least I'm gonna say about at least a $5,500 rig. You know,
the sport runs so hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not hitting 60, and it's fucking blurry, unrefined mess, like the way Kaz said. VR is not ready, yo.
Hey, then what they'll do to your eyeballs, man? Just think about you had it right there in front of your eyeballs, and you know what I'm saying? They gotta have some type of long-term effect just to mess with your eyesight. I mean, I ain't finna mess with my eyesight. I need to see. I ain't trying to put that on my face. But I had it on your eyes, and all of a sudden you be walking into the wall and stuff. But you know, say a 20-year-old child supposed to have on 20/20 vision, he can't see because he playing VR.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
how you gonna explain it?
Right on, right? He fucked up his eyesight playing VR all the time and shit. Now dude can't see 2 feet in front of him. Wow.
My bad. That's just my thoughts about on that VR and the whole situation about VR. That's just not me. It's not what's up in my eye.
All right, good shit, yo. Well said, though, man. You actually raised up some pretty interesting points, but I want to hear your thoughts on the state of Fiverr. What are your thoughts on Kaz's comments concerning, you know what I'm saying, Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation VR in general?
I mean, let's be honest, man. All of us here are kind of older guys. You know, we've been around the block. We've seen this kind of stuff come and go. I mean, how many of us thought that this actually was going to be successful? I know I didn't. You know, the best 3D I've ever seen in my life, man, was Captain EO at Epcot Center. That was like the best 3D I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yo, Captain EO was dope, though.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been trying to do this for years, and I'm not saying that it's not good to try, but even like you said, Kalai Da, man, Phil had an interview where he talked about this, and he said, you know, it's he's not against the technology. It's good to have it, but it's kind of a few years away.
Yeah. He said that he's actually experienced experiences. He said that so far what they've shown were experiences, but they haven't showed off a game yet.
Yeah. So for Sony, and this is, look, man, you Sony guys got to take an L on this, man, because let's be honest, man, you guys really, like, I've talked to people that are Sony guys and trying to explain to them, given, how often we've seen this kind of stuff fail, man, but they just won't listen. Sony says they banked their whole thing on VR, just like they did with 3D. Like, they're the ones, you guys talked about 3D TVs, man. They were all in for 3D TVs.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And because Sony was into 3D TVs, everybody else in the industry kind of jumped on board, because Sony used to be a pioneer, man, but this ain't the 90s anymore. This is not the same company.
That.
This is not the Sony of the 90s, man. I know this because I had all of their stuff. They're just a different company, man. In fact, they're behind, dude, man. South Korea is kicking their ass right now.
Wow.
Samsung and LG and all those guys, they've moved on. And what it is there's been fluctuations in the tech market. It's constantly changing. One thing I like about what Microsoft does is they pay attention to that. So even though, the general consensus is like, let's go to VR, man, at least Microsoft is smart enough to kind of sit back. And of course, they're a huge company with a lot of money, so they can. But they just don't jump headfirst into this kind of stuff, man. They have the HoloLens. They dabble with this kind of stuff. But if it doesn't make sense to them, then they don't do it. And that's why we don't have to worry about having 42 games that are VR and that are crap. And you have 42 games that are actually going to be decent on an Xbox One X, which is an absolute monster. So that's the difference between these two companies, man. Exactly. VR is just got a lot of more work to do on it, man. I hope it's successful because it can be cool. It can be a cool technology, man. But
exactly. I mean, the potential is there, like you said. It has crazy potential. It's just that the specs that they're delivering it right now, the headsets, they're at a low resolution. All right. Yep. So they won't be ready for a while because, trying to raise up the resolution in any of those glasses, you're going to talk some outlandish prices.
And it's just like Triple Chuck just said, right? I mean, I can't do that either, dude. If I wore that thing on my head and one of my family members walked in, dude, they slapped me in the head. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's just not feasible right now, dude.
Actually, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but we can go. Showstopper actually put up a video talking about PlayStation VR, and it's the reasons why people bought PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
His statement was basically they bought it for porn. All right, literally for porn.
I saw the video.
He showed off a whole bunch of examples of different games.
The Asian boy.
Huh?
You heard me? Now, say you seen the one with the little Asian boy with the VR porn on it.
Yeah. I was gonna say because he actually showed a video where it was like this Asian dude. All right, he was a man and shit, man. It was like I guess mid-age and shit, middle-aged man, Japanese dude and shit on a doll while he had on his PSVR. All right, because supposedly in the game you can feel the girl's boobs, so he's feeling like some fake boobs. That's on the thing that they gave him to like as props. You know what I'm saying? And then he's also getting off on this. It was actually funny and at the same time very disturbing. Right? I mean, it was actually both things in one. I was like, okay, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, man, that's a weird, sick, demented individual. All right, and then I looked up the game Nancy just because Showstopper said check out Nancy, and I was like, wow, it's like graphically the shit is all right. I mean, this is PlayStation 2 visuals, all right. They didn't even go over PlayStation 4 and then some of the other games like that Nurse game or that game the Summer Lesson. There's a game called Summer Lesson that they launched for PlayStation VR. Now they got DLC for it. Now it's a different girl.
No.
I was like, what?
This is what these ponies is doing. This is what they doing. This is what the Joe Blows and the Timmy Turners of this world and the Andrew Wilkinsons that come to my fucking YouTube page. This is what they're doing. This is what they bought VR for, to go and buy Summer's whatever vacation or Judy's Odyssey. Hello, Andrew. Do you want me to undress now? This is what they doing. This is what these fucking weirdos is doing. Who every time, E-Rock, you don't know because you haven't played a good Japanese game. You're racist against the Japs. What do you mean, Jap crap? You're sitting there with a fucking headset on, playing dress up with a fucking a video game girl.
Yeah. Okay? Matter of fact, E-Rock, you'll love this part. They said that the new DLC is even better than the first one because this time around The girl speaks broken Japanese.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's
All right.
incredible. That's incredible. It's just it's beyond weird, man. I don't know what to say.
No doubt, no doubt,
Hey, that's
man.
on everybody.
No, exactly. Now I know we haven't heard for your thoughts on this and whatnot, but what are your thoughts? Know what I'm saying on the Kaz's remarks? Know what I'm saying concerning PlayStation VR.
Well, I'm going to try to give you an answer based more on a logical way, okay? Because
All right, cool.
without trying to talk about Xbox, we accusing them of, Kazurai or Ruzi, right? Kazaruni is his name. I forget.
Kazunori Yamauchi.
Kazunori, right?
You breaking up, bot.
Yeah, you botting on us. He bot.
Right.
But yeah, it's Kaz.
But Kazunori, we all know is the pioneer of evolving racing games that he put into the standard and of being a genre to the point where before we got Gran Turismo or Sega GT Sport for that matter, they can just look at as arcade-minded racers. Those are the only way they were interpreted. The way we got them, with the exception of maybe Jaguar and the Sega CD, which was a little bit more in depth, where you customize your stuff, and it had kind of like that. It was kind of like the birth of what then turned into Gran Turismo on PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1. Was it PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1 where the first was introduced? Don't remember. I think it was PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
Turismo was introduced. Right. And it was a milestone, a technical feat, and he did it because he's a professional racer. He's very knowledgeable in that genre and that area. And I really think that he's always been about quality. The reason why I feel that a lot of these games have come out that have been lackluster in the Gran Turismo series and have fell short is basically because he hasn't had the right hardware to push it, either because it's too complex or didn't have enough memory dedicated for gaming. Like the PS3 only had 4 megabytes of memory dedicated for gaming, unlike the 360. That's why I think Turn 10 had a lot more success with the Forza series. I think part of it is because of that, because of the lack of hardware, ease of development, and also the fact that I don't think Sony has really given them enough budget to build these correctly. Because we all know every time Turn 10 does the Forza series, they do it from scratch. They build it from scratch. Forza 5 was started from scratch. Even though with Forza 4, they already had something completely robust and really expensive and high quality. I mean, they had already a bunch of cars, like over 1,000 cars, a bunch of tracks, real world and made up. And so they was like, well, this is new hardware that we want to expose and get to the real, magicry of the hardware. And so they started from scratch, So I think that's the biggest difference. I don't think Sony has given them enough budget to start the games correctly, and that's why they're still using assets because they're very clear about it from PS2 and even PS3. And this is what's keeping the games, his games.
So why is it taking so long?
Right, feeling dated. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's taking long, because they're modifying old engines. They're not rebuilding them. That's very difficult because what you're trying to do is make something old modern and new. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the problem is. And not having enough money to do it, whether it's because of the development team or because you need more money to build it from scratch, plays a big role. Now, we all know Sony had to invest heavily on this VR because they always like to be the ones to say, oh, yeah, we invested in this new technology before anyone. That's why a lot of times they fall short and it fails, like the 3D. TV. Even though TV is really good, because I have one, the games look really, really nice. The problem with these two formats, though, with VR and 3D, they were in their infancy when they tried to push it out.
Hey, he about you still biting.
Hello?
Yeah, you were biting a little bit towards the end.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, you get it done.
Somebody must somebody either using the internet or something around you.
No, I think it's the mic acting up.
Yo, it's the ponies,
I think it's
man.
the ponies.
is sabotaging this shit, yo. That's what it is. Man.
Can you hear me right now?
Ponies, the
They don't want the gospel to get out.
I smell pony.
Am I botting right now?
Nah, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was trying to say was, I just think that Sony invested in these two formats, 3D TV and now VR, too early in its infancy. Hadn't proven itself yet. And the biggest problem is we're in a day and age where gaming right now is socially heavy, very heavy. And two formats make you feel isolated, and it's more of a single player experience. Like Nintendo, what they did with the 3DS, they did the 3DS without glasses. Had they maybe implemented these in the panels in 3D TVs without glasses, it would have made it a viable product for the entire family. Because when you sit down with your family to watch a movie, and you only have two glasses, and there's 8 people in the room, like me, with a big family, we can't all enjoy the movie in the 3D format. Only 2 of us can because of the glasses, plus other price. But both of these things, since they did them too early in their life cycle, they were still very high in price. So to buy these glasses, I mean, each glasses were like $200. So I think that's the problem with the VR. The VR is like Phil says, in its infancy, it doesn't show well. That's why they're willing to invest in it, because it's good to evolve, because it's evolving gaming in a different direction with some cool tech, but it's too early, expensive. So I think when Kazarek said this statement, he was just being honest, because he likes to bring out products of a high quality, and he just doesn't want to lie to his fan base or his real hardcore Gran Turismo fans. And he realized, well, if I put a VR on the game, it's just going to look like shit. It's not going to run right. So I'd rather not do it. And I think that's why he came out at it. And a lot of people are probably like, oh, how could you? How dare you? But I think he should be commended for it, because it takes a lot of balls, like E-Rock said, and a lot of strength and goodwill and courage to just be honest, you know? Because these guys don't have to say the truth. They could lie up to us and say, oh, it looks fantastic, amazing, just to sell their product. And people feed into it, believe it, especially the casual. Not the hardcore, obviously, like us, because we do our homework, we go check it out. And that's why VR is only showing well with little games, like indie games, and not really the big AAAs, because it's not ready yet. So for him to say that, I think he should be commended, not hated on. And of course, if you're going to be like, oh, of course, yeah, because he's talking bad about PlayStation. Of course you're going to say that. But I really, honestly, I genuinely believe and feel he did the right thing, because he cares about his fans liking Gran Turismo. I mean, it's bad enough that it's already running on old asset, and the game looks dated even before release, because we saw 47 and we saw GT4, and it's like night and day. It's like, why are you even bothering to bring it out? It's almost like a joke. And, you know, and it's a shame, it's sad, because, you know, the PlayStation community shouldn't be like, oh, fuck yeah.
Man, hey, am I tripping?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, who's sleep? I went to sleep.
Listen, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Somebody sleep.
They can't take it. They can't take that. Take them out. Take them out.
Yo,
Oh, man.
Hey, roll call. Roll call.
Is that E-Rock?
I think that's E-Rock, man.
Yeah.
Man,
E-Rock.
I'm muting. I'll leave it.
That's okay.
No, he does got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, and I thought it was an Xbox party, because, you know, every time we've been in parties, they be singing songs. Sometimes they be still going to answer. You sleep?
Yeah. All right, so yo, he about continue, man. My bad.
Just let me know if I'm botting, because I'm concerned that I'm botting and you guys are not hearing me.
All right.
He's going
Yeah,
off.
well, you sounded good now, though.
Okay, so basically, you know, the PlayStation community shouldn't be mad. They shouldn't get pissed off and be like, "Oh, fuck you! You just guys
I agree.
haters." They should be like, "Listen, you know, we want better." And if he's being honest and saying that it's dog shit, that it's like 50 years away, even though he was probably really being sarcastic, because you know technology moves a lot faster, then they should respect them and commend them for it, not be upset. And with those who are criticizing and or speaking out on it, they shouldn't get mad at us. They should be like, yo, you know, these guys are right. That's why Phil hasn't taken that dive, and he said it. You know, it's just not there yet. When VR, maybe it'll be a thing. But until then, I don't see it being a viable product, as many of you guys don't, and many people feel the same way we do. I think it's a cool idea. But again, you know, we had Sega doing this without cameras and visors back with Time Traveler. You know, it would virtual reality, and you could look at it right there, and it still felt like something out of this world back then. We're talking about 20 years ago, and they were already driving into this. So now it's even worse because we're still back into using a camera in order to see these benefits or see these types of evolution in gaming. So I don't know. I think he was brave. I think he did the right thing. And I think the community should be happy, especially the PlayStation community, that he was honest. Bullshitting out his teeth and be like, oh, it's going to be fantastic, like I said, and had them go out and buy this. And you know, it's expensive. He knows it's expensive, so he doesn't want to lie to them. You know, I think, like I said, I think he should be commended, and I think he did the right thing.
All right, well, you did raise some interesting points. And actually, I think the possible future for virtual reality would be arcades. All right? The games that you're putting out, they're experiences, right? They're not full games, right? They're not full console games, console experiences. They're just regular experiences. That's something that'll work for an arcade, all right? Because the arcades, most of the games made back in the day, they were made to take your money. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what VR is doing, is taking your money and shit, because those are experiences, man. If you popped in $1, $2, all right, you experienced it, fine, move on. All right? You don't need to waste $400, $500, you know what I'm saying, to get that experience, man.
Right.
Yeah. But VR been out for years. I remember when I used to go to the arcade. They had a VR cost like $5-10. I'm like, I ain't playing that shit. You understand? Like,
see, now you biting on us. Now you biting on us, 100.
I'm biting. That's crazy.
I know it's crazy. You weren't biting at all. But yo, you was raising something, an interesting point earlier. What was you gonna say about Spider-Man earlier?
Oh man, they said Spider-Man gonna sell. They gonna make sure they at 60, so it's gonna sell 40 million consoles just for Spider-Man. That all I really saw is Batman mixed with Shadow Immortal, mixed with a bunch of QuickTime, mixed with some Sunset Overdrive. Come on, man. I know the movie. Think about now. It probably would have sold. Check this out. This shit probably would have sold if it was coming out this holiday when the movie come out. People gonna forget. Civil War gonna be out. I mean, what's that? Infinity War. Infinity War gonna be out. What time that game come out? I'm like, Spider-Man who? By then.
And if Square Enix shows off any gameplay at E3 next year, shit.
So it's like, come on, Sony. I think Sony hit their peak. They hit the peak. Everything hits a peak. If you got a graph, even if I'm in business, my peak season, even with my computer repair business, my peak seasons is summertime, holiday time. January, our party mostly dead. Cause what? People didn't already bought their consoles. They didn't bought all they needed off. They didn't hit what they needed. When people are not buying TVs all the way around, what they buy Black Friday, Christmas time, tax time, like cars. Who buy cars? They got peaked. PlayStation didn't peak. Down they didn't got cocky. They didn't told their install base, you don't need EA access. You don't need backwards compatibility. You got this dude running around. I don't know why Sony won't close his mouth, because he's making an ass out of himself. You know what I'm saying, with his asinine comments. That, you know what I'm saying, it's you don't need this, and then they shitted on the indies. Was that the indie station? Was it just the indie station? What you think you're going to sell? What's dead right now? They have what? Gran Turismo Sport, Knack, and what? Some other game. I keep out Mega be saying it. Coming out, Calypso or something that nobody don't know nothing about. Then you're gonna depend on the Triple A's. What the Triple A's gonna look better on the X? Come on, they about to feel that funk. You know what I'm saying? They about to feel. See the walls is getting tight on. I mean, so you saw that movie where you got the walls coming in from the side and from the top, and it's ready to smush you. That's Sony's feeling that right now. You bought all these marketing deals. You couldn't even show off them games. How you got the marketing deals? Can you show your games?
Exactly.
What you gonna sell 100 million consoles? Come on, you're not Apple.
Exactly.
You're not Android. Man, TVs. You just sold your division. You just sold your division, your computer division. Yep. You saw last time you saw Sony Vaio. I deal with him because I see him every 5 minutes. And but when the last time you see Sony's low key. Sony used to have Vizio. See, Vizio said, you know what, I'm getting breaking away from you. They got better TVs.
Yep.
I remember people thought Vizios, oh, that's garbage. Vizios is got great. The G series is great. Sony is not great no more. I don't know why people sit there. I got one Sony product in my house, and it's a 4K. It's a 1080p TV my pops bought. And if it didn't still work, I throw it in the garage. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn it to I'm about to support America, Jack. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of giving people money. What Sony has done for Sony is not giving you no free games. Sony's not communicating with their. You know what I'm saying? They take your money and you got to go 6 months to fight for it back.
Yeah.
Come on, that's not gangster. You know what I'm saying? That's not where your customer service at. Why your customer service is 2017 and you close on the weekends? But see, I don't hear nobody playing. I don't hear the complaints. And you guys think you're gonna sell 100 million console? Man, some of them consoles is probably in somewhere in a bin at a third world country, and there's guns in there. You know what I'm saying? They giving them to arms dealers. Say, oh, we shipped them. Yeah, you shipped them with some some AK-47s. You know what I'm saying? They probably, you know what I'm saying, out there in Arizona, they got that the airplane museum. You know what I'm saying, with all the airplanes they don't use no more.
Yep.
It's some PlayStation 4 probably there.
No, do that. And you actually raised some very interesting points, I can't front. You know, when you brought up about that, that they released the game around this time. You know what I'm saying? The same year that the movie came out. That's a very good point, Let's also think about the developers that are working on them. Even though I respect both developers, you know what I'm saying? You got Insomniac Games doing Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? A game like that. And then you also got Crystal Dynamics, the guys that do Tomb Raider, and they're going to be doing an Avengers game and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're going to be showing off at E3 next year when Infinity War is going to be out. It's like most of the thunder would have been taken. Plus, if I was to put money down, from what I saw, you know what I'm saying, concerning Spider-Man, the fighting mechanics was a little off to me, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I just found it slow, but then again, it is an alpha. You know what I'm saying? But the interesting thing was the 40 million, right? That they got the balls, the brass balls to say that they're going to sell 40 million copies of Spider-Man. All right? That is just outlandish. Why? Because Call of Duty don't sell 40 million copies on all platforms. All right? And Spider-Man is going to do it on one platform? Hell no. All right? That shit is not happening. All right? But I know how ponies like to lie to themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they'll believe what they're told. Oh, yeah, Spider-Man's going to sell that much. No, it won't. All right? Now, if it may sell, let's say 10 million copies, 12 million copies, you should be scared. Because the developer is a third-party developer. It's not Sony first party. And if Disney and Marvel smell money, guess what? Spider-Man 2 might be a possible multi-plat, people. All right? And I actually strongly believe that shit. Because that shit belongs to Marvel, not Sony. All right? And the third party's doing it.
No, actually what's called don't. No, when it comes with Spider-Man, they can't use it. That's why it's an exclusive. Marvel do what one exclusive, but Marvel don't own Spider-Man. So that's Sony.
They own Spider-Man. They went to Sony to do Spider-Man. They took the rights from Activision.
No, Sony went to Sony.
Sony owning the movie rights for Spider-Man.
Sony owns
but I heard they own the video game rights.
They don't own the video game rights.
They don't own the video
game rights are Marvel, and they give you licenses in order to use the rights. All right, and then the license for the Activision deal elapsed, and they went directly to Sony, as quoted by the head of Marvel Interactive. We went to Sony because we wanted them to do a first-party game, all right, with the way they treat their first-party games. And Sony pointed us out to this developer, which is Insomniac, right? So Marvel completely owns the property when it comes to video games and all that, even television.
Merchandising.
And merchandising. Sony only has film rights, and now they're sharing film rights. That's all Sony has as far as Spider-Man.
They own the merchandising rights.
Exactly. They got all of that shit. Sony ain't got merchandising. Marvel's the one that got merchandising. All right? But, yo, E-Rock, what are your thoughts? Do you think Sony's actually going to deliver with that? Sell 40 million copies? You know what I'm saying? Or, be able to push 40 million PlayStation consoles because of Spider-Man?
Please. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Please. What? You know what, man? And first of all, I want to give a shout out to our buddy from in the UK, Andrew McKee, the bearded man himself. Shout out to him, man, for handling them ponies that are in the comment section or in the live chat. I mean, he's a huge supporter of the Xbox community, man. We eventually have to get him on one day, man. I enjoyed gaming with him, man. He's a great dude. Listen, guys. Listen.
What was he gaming with him on?
Last night, Gears of War. We were all getting destroyed in Gears of War. Yeah, we all got destroyed together.
All right. And what was we playing?
Horde mode. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Nice. Good job.
What is it with you Sony ponies and this goddamn Spider-Man? Now look, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan myself. Grew up with Spider-Man, a huge fan of the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire movies. Not so much a fan of the Andrew Garfield movies, and really not feeling Spider-Man goes back to preschool. But hey, man, that's your thing. You enjoy Spider-Man Homecoming. Listen, if you are a pony right now and you're excited about this Spider-Man game, thinking this Spider-Man game is going to move the needle, do me a favor. Grab that Sony VR headset, take the cord, wrap it around your throat, and strangle yourself, okay? I was here back in 2006. We all were. 2007, when the Sony ponies were going crazy. Yeah, man, look at the PlayStation 3. It's got the cell processor. It's got the Spider-Man font on it. Spider-Man 3, baby. Yeah. Sony domination. Are we living in a fucking time warp? Did Superman spin the Earth backwards back to 2007? Did Doctor Who pack us all in the TARDIS and not tell us it was fucking 2017? Y'all motherfuckers are actually amping up Spider-Man again. And yeah, I get it. It's by Insomniac. Now, we all know Insomniac is a great developer. We all know that. Xbox, we all know that. But it's fucking Spider-Man, okay? We all know what's going to happen. Kids smooth and everybody's going to buy it, play it in one night, put it on YouTube and be done with it, okay? It's going to sell 40 million copies. Please. Like Kalai Da Scope said, Call of Duty, the biggest franchise out there, ain't going to sell 40 million copies. Oh man, you ponies, you going off the deep one on this one. I don't even know what else to say. But Spider-Man, take yourselves out to the art supply store, go find that whack ass Spider-Man font that y'all was in love with back in 2006. Print that on your asses and walk around and be happy, because this game, you'll be lucky if this game sells 3 million copies. Now, once again, ponies, eat a dick.
Whatever they do, make it big. I think what Uncharted did, because it was released like 17 million times. The last of it got released 17 million times, but it's not selling you 40 million consoles. You're not hitting the 100. You're not hitting the 100. You can call me a hater. You can call me a bot.
And those are premium, right? Those are premium exclusives, first party.
Yeah.
So don't sit there and say, hey, this is. I mean, they've been cocky lately since E3. They've been real cocky.
Oh hell yeah!
You know? So let them be cocky. You know what I'm saying? Let them have it. But when that day come, when it don't hit, when they that's all they do is red box their games.
That's it. They don't buy games.
They're going GameFly.
Yeah,
we got GameFly.
And then they tell us we're not gamers though.
I know, right? We actually purchase our games. Me personally, I purchase digitally. I don't resell my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I got. I
got a bunch of games I need to take L on. I don't want to say.
I'm saying? I'm glad I actually got a platform that the games will just go with me. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. All right, now let's hear from you, yo, Sega Forever. What are your thoughts? You know what I'm saying? Do you think Sony could possibly sell 40 million more consoles because of Spider-Man? Really? Do you think that's possible?
All right, so let's just get this straight. The only reason why Spider-Man is relevant is because Marvel stepped in and helped Sony with the Spider-Man franchise because they were killing it.
Yeah.
Ever since Spider-Man 3, and if it wasn't for Marvel, man, this wouldn't even be a topic of conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That's first and foremost because of and people forget, man, what Sony did, dude. It was those email leaks, of the movie, what they're saying at that movie studio, man. All the racist stuff they were saying.
Yeah.
All the way that they do their business practices was exposed. And that's one of the reasons why they went to Marvel, man. And if it wasn't for Marvel putting Spider-Man, doing the casting, putting everything together for them, and putting them in Captain America Civil War, I mean, they would not be having this franchise being rebooted. And I've already, I mean, I'm not going to do any spoilers for you guys, man, but because I kind of keep up with this stuff. But the buzz on the street, man, because there's people that's already seen the movie because it's coming out next month. And there's there's critics that already seen it, and the buzz, man, is like in the mid to upper 90s on this new movie that's coming out.
Okay.
Wow.
And one of the reasons why is because Marvel has a strong hand in developing the character and the story and the characters. They lent them Robert Downey Jr.
Which is what they're going to have a strong hand in the Insomniac game. True,
right. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they put the game on hold just to, it's not prepared. I don't know why they didn't make it for this, to build off the buzz of the movie. I know it's my understanding that the game doesn't have anything to do with the movie. That's
it's way in the future.
Right. But still, to go off that
Spider-Man that E-Rock wanted.
Right.
Hey, they might come out with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but
the game gonna come out with Spider-Man 2.
That would make better sense because already they're talking about a trilogy because they're gonna miss that window, man, and they need that buzz for this game.
Yeah, that game will come out in April, and they go, man, this not like nobody. We already forgot about the movie. We didn't watch it all on Cody and everything.
Dude, you got Justice League hitting. You got the new Star Wars hitting. The way these movies are now, especially with pop culture and all this nerd stuff that we like, man, it's like it's almost every month or every other month there's a new hotness coming out, man.
They come and
left behind.
They come and go.
They come and go, dude. And look, I just saw Kong last night for the first time.
Nice.
I finally saw that movie. I watched it on my Xbox One S on my 4K TV in UHD ultra high definition, streaming that bad boy because that's what Microsoft is pushing. They have the Lego Batman movie and they have Kong. And I watched that bad boy last night, which I absolutely loved the movie. I wish I would have saw it in the theater, but because there's always a movie coming out, dude, and I can't go and see everyone. I just don't have the time. When the iron's hot, man, like you were saying, man, I think it was you, Kalai Da Scope, man. When the iron's hot, you got to strike, dude. I don't know why this game isn't hitting the same time as this movie is. That doesn't make sense.
It was rushed. It was thrown out there. Something do this. We're gonna pay you this. Probably in a minute they're gonna get paid. They're gonna be getting paid EBT.
I think the deal was made at the same time the Spider-Man deal was made with the Marvel because Marvel gave Sony the rights to make a Spider-Man video game on the PlayStation. That's why it's just for the PlayStation because Sony gave the movie rights to Marvel, and by that being coinciding together, that's why the video game is taking a longer process. And it might not.
The part of the deal was that if they allowed them to use them in the movie, they would be able to merchandise something that they did like a video game. That's part of the merchandising.
Right.
The rights to the video game all the time was activated, but expired. That game is being made with Marvel money, not with Sony money, Marvel money. And that is why the product looks like high quality, because it's Marvel putting the money up.
Yeah, no, I was talking about the reason why it's strictly on the PlayStation and not a multiplayer because of the situation they had with the movie Spider-Man.
Well, they've
It was
already
all in the deal. It was all one big deal.
Point, though. He did raise an interesting point. Think about all the Sony games that were shown at the E3. Spider-Man was the best looking one. All right, it was.
Yeah.
All right, and that's because it's Marvel money, not Sony money. All right, they're the one that's putting up all the finances, and Sony put, Marvel owns the video game rights. All right, they gave them the right to that game. That's what was in the contract for that one game. All right, that they licensed that one game. All right, who knows? Know what I'm saying? If the game is successful, it pushes 8-9 million. Know what I'm saying? Which would be a big surprise if it does push those numbers or even exceeds those numbers. I see the shit going multi-plat. Know what I'm saying? Because they know how much money they can make if it's multi-plat. Know what I'm saying? With this type of quality, you know what I'm saying? Insomniac Games is a AAA developer. Know what I'm saying? I mean, what are your thoughts on this Triple Chuck? Know what I'm saying? Do you think they could actually push 40 million consoles just by selling Spider-Man?
Hell to the now. There ain't no way. But Spider-Man, I don't think it could do that. But I think that whole statement was a shot back at Xbox. Every time Xbox, announce something or something come out good about Xbox, Sony gotta always say, you know how you got your old lady, sounded like your old lady that always nag when you say something, they always gotta say something back at you. So when it was said that Microsoft the Xbox is over 40 million, that's why they was like, oh, PlayStation, Spider-Man, we gonna sell over 100 million consoles. It was like a statement came pretty much right back at them with that. And what Microsoft should do, Phil Spencer, I hope you already put this in motion, but they got the Spider-Man. Give us a Black Panther video game, something that's completely different from what everybody has seen. They gotta hit right with the movie, and I think that'll be right on time.
Matter of fact, everybody here on this panel, tweet Phil about that shit. All right, lock up a Black Panther video game.
Kind of hard. Okay, I think the only reason they did that, like y'all said, the exclusiveness. If I think about it, because of the movie, everything else is not. And then you see even though all the marketing rights they bought all Marvel marketing rights. So
but you got to understand though, I don't think not everything necessarily goes hand in hand, because Marvel Interactive is not Marvel Studios. They're two separate entities, just like Marvel Comics. They do their own thing.
Yeah, but I think it's what you call it. I think it's a parent. They're like a sister company. They're still like a parent company.
Well, obviously it's a sister company, definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be Disney, and Disney gonna have the last say.
The umbrella. Yeah.
You see in that even with Marvel versus Capcom. Remember what they do? They released it 3 first on PlayStation, and then we got it.
Just like Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
Exactly. They released it first on PlayStation, then it came to Xbox.
They got the little beta for the new MMO.
So you do have a good point. So I could be on the money as far as they go at multi-plat for the sequel, yo.
So what's the new Marvel game coming out? MMO, the free to play. Marvel.
That's DC. That's DC Online.
No, he's talking about.
No, they got the Marvel MMO coming out. Marvel something. It's the PlayStation guys got the beta first.
Oh yeah. Marvel Heroes Omega.
Heroes Omega.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? They got to play it first, and then we get to play it. But I'm like, hey, I'm not. As long as I get to play it, I don't care. I'm gonna play it.
We're gonna play it at the end of this month, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Man, we still got 42 games coming out. No worries.
I know, right?
No worries.
Man, I just don't need help on Neverwinter shit. I'm grinding.
Shit, as a matter of fact, I would like to see fucking the PS4 Pro run Black Desert online, the ammo. That's the one that's going to go out on the Xbox One X. I want to see it run that, dude. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Because fucking, I remember old dude, the head of 343 Industries, right? Frank O'Connor back in the day, he came out and he was like, dude, the Xbox One X or the Xbox Scorpio, right? Project Scorpio, it's a lot beefier, right? than what we thought. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a lot beefier than what I got to say to Sony and the PS4 Pro, I'm going to do what that old lady from Wendy's used to say. Where's the beef? Sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, where's the beef? You know what I'm saying? Evidently, it's not in the PS4 Pro. All right? I guess the X-Bone is the one that has the beef, huh? I'm just saying, yo. But either way, though, man, Hebot, what are your thoughts on 40 million? Know what I'm saying? Do you think they're going to sell 40 million consoles because of Spider-Man?
Well, look, I think Sony has an arrogance that cannot be matched by anyone. They've been like this since the early days of the PlayStation 1, okay? They are the masters of bullshit, okay?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
The way they're seeing it is this. That was the game that got the most media hype and talk from E3 from everybody, whether it was the media, YouTubers. Go look. There's like 50 videos. Spider-Man for the PS4. You know, it's got a shit load of videos. Okay.
Want to know what I'm going to shock you with right now?
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter, they showed the statistics for Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Sony came in third to last the E3 as far as mentions on Twitter.
Yes.
The ones that came in the first three were the Battlefront, EA shit, Microsoft, and Nintendo. While Sony was third to last in the Twitterverse show.
Right.
Now, with a lot of casual people, they was feeling Spider-Man, but continue. I just wanted to put that out there.
From their camp and what they showed, that's the game getting the most buzz. I think it's that and Days Gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from their show.
They're looking at it this way. They're looking at it from the business point of view. We got Marvel backing us up. You know how Marvel one moment that's funding that game? Because in every interview they do, that representative from Marvel is always there.
Yep, yes he is.
He wouldn't be there with the developers. You see what I'm trying to say? Marvel ain't gonna send them out to these events and be like, oh yeah, just go out there. They're not gonna do that unless they have. You know what I'm saying? And the other reason why that game ain't coming out no time soon is because Marvel is not gonna allow them to bring out a product that represents them. And you know that's Disney also as well. That's
exactly
half-assed. They're not gonna do that. For all purposes, the game is going to be good quality for the most part. Now, that's why they outsourced it to Insomniac, because that was one of their outsourced house. Because everybody else is busy doing other things like Horizon or whatever. And Naughty Dog, obviously, they're doing Last of Us 2. But they can trust in because they have a nice little pedigree. Even though the only real game that I can honestly say that Insomniac is I think Clank, and you know, because those were their better games, because Resistance was like, for me, was more mediocre. And then the other stuff that was genuine and different, like Song of the Deep, Fuse, and Sunset Overdrive, which I think was they didn't sell because they were multi-platform on Xbox.
Dang, you botting on us like crazy, yo.
What about now?
Like now you sound good though, but it's like your voice will like be there for a second, then it just like drips out. I fucking starts botting for a second, then we don't understand what you're saying, then you come back in strong.
What was the last thing you guys heard me say clear?
Hello.
I know, right?
The reason, like I said, the reason why they're trying off this stuff is because they know Marvel's involved. And like I was saying, that because Marvel is involved and invested in this project and Marvel is owned by Disney, they're not going to bring out a product that's garbage. They're not going to allow it. So for the most part, we know that the game's going to be good quality. And that's why they outsourced it to Insomniac, because they had their other big house, like, you know, the guys who did Killzone doing Horizon, and you know, Insomniac, and Naughty Dog is doing, you know, obviously the DLC for Uncharted, and they're also working on Last of Us 2. So they outsourced it to, you know, Insomniac. Although, you know, I think Insomniac's best work was mainly the stuff they did multiplat, which was Song of the Deep, Fuse, and their best work to date for me is Sunset Overdrive, because Ratchet and Clank is really the best game they've done, because Resistance I felt was more mediocre, and the best one was probably 1 and maybe 2. That's about it, and that's why I did the video about fake fans, because there's been Spider-Man games in the past that a lot have been bad, but there's been a few that have been really, really good, and if you played them, you would know this, and you know. Amazing Spider-Man being one of them. High production value, very good gameplay style, like very Arkham Knight-esque, with a mixture of Gears of War, and was super like fluid. The combat was even super fluid and very familiar because that's what they showed with the Insomniac one. It was much faster as well, and very cinematic. My video showing it in real time, obviously.
Oh, the old one, right? Amazing Spider-Man 2?
No, Amazing Spider-Man 1 on 360. The
Damn. Oh, shit.
video on, and I showed why I said what I said. Again, this game's not going to come out anytime soon until it's polished because they're not going to allow a product with their name on it, money that's not polished. So that's a good thing. But it's incredible to me how everybody's making this big deal when it's just a Spider-Man game. We've been getting Spider-Man games since the Master System. Super NES, we've always had Spider-Man. But I think they're going to drop the bomb, like you guys are saying, because the hype of the movies this year, even though it has nothing to do with the movie. You know how casual people usually are. So the fact that the game won't probably come out till late next year, maybe holidays, people probably already going to have been forgot about it. Is it going to sell well? I predict it'll sell maybe 2 million. I think it's easily will sell 2 million. But it ain't going to fucking sell 40 million units on top of what they already sold to make them get into the fucking mark. No. I think they just think that because of all the buzz it's getting from the casuals and the media once they showed the game, and because they know more involved. So they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to get that movie Marvel money and sales. It's not going to happen because video games and movies are two different mediums. You pay $12, $15 for a movie. Consoles are fucking $300 and $400. That's a different story. Plus the games, plus everybody doesn't play video games. Everybody watches movies. Not everybody plays video games. That's another thing. So you got to look at you got to look at it kind of like it's an absurdity of a comment that they said, and it came from Sony. It didn't come from the fanboys. This actually came in house. I think it was Jim Ryan that said that stupid shit or somebody. Obviously, but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be confident. But to say that it's going to sell 40 million units on top of what they already sold by the time they release it for that game,
arrogance.
That's crazy. I mean, if it did it, then bravo, salute. I'll be the first one to bow down and say you guys were right. But that's just going to get done. Even with the AAA title, even Halo. I've never done those type of numbers for any con. Are you crazy? I don't even think Mario's done something like that. So for them to say that, that's very arrogant, very arrogant. But it's Sony. It's the Sony way. That should be the Sony approval. Arrogance.
Exactly, and I guess arrogance, gets rewarded with arrogance. Know what I'm saying? That's why we got all these arrogant motherfuckers in the media. All right. I mean, digital fuckery's at it again. With what? Spider-Man, all right? Supposedly you were telling me he bought digital fuckery. Know what I'm saying? Digital fuckery is at it again. Know what I'm saying? Digital Foundry. They supposedly, you know how they do their little tech analysis. Know what I'm saying? The way they picked apart all the trailers for the Microsoft conference to see which games was running in 4K. Know what I'm saying? Even though they're taking this shit off of a stream, all right, to test if it was actually native 4K or this bullshit. But yet they tested Spider-Man. And what was it that they showed off he bought? Explain that to me, because I was a little confused. I didn't even believe you at first.
Let me segue to the next topic before all the other brothers get to answer. What they've been doing, if you noticed, they've dissected every single Xbox One title, and they put it under the machine. Basically, for the guy that was there.
You body.
What about now? Let me know. What about
Yeah, you still buying a little bit. Yep. I mean, there's some good information. You can't buy it across this one here.
I know. this one I want to hear.
Okay, are you there? Am I still botting?
Nah, I hear you now.
Okay, so we're gonna segue to this next topic before the brothers get to answer and give their thoughts. What they've been doing, Microsoft games, what they did is the guy that is at Digital Foundry, the one that knows all the languages, he went into the actual screen that was, where they were showed in real time instead of doing it with the rendered video, even though he did the anthem, and he analyzed all the games, right? So they put them to the test to see if they were in real 4K, how much was the resolution, what type of count for the pixels with the 4K textures, and they have done this.
Even
with
though these
Super
are all alphas, that's the crazy thing. Even though they're all alphas, he was analyzing all this shit. But continue.
I'm trying to get to that point. You're right, very right. Even though they're all in alpha stage, or they were all done in SDKs that were old, that Mike Ybarra already clarified. They have the 9th core available for none of these guys. And so they did Anthem, they did Super Lucky Tales, and Forza. They completely dissect them. And in every single one that they do the Xbox ones, they follow the guidelines of everything the way it should be done, pointing out every little detail, what's wrong, what's right, what's this, what's that, what they to look for, what not to look for, with all the Xbox. Every single one. Oh yeah, it's outputting at 3860 by 2160, but when you look deep down in this bolt on this iron door, they're using some checkerboard rendering techniques. That's why it's not real 4K textures, which 4K textures within the game has nothing to do with what is outputting as the full image in the panel that you're looking at. It's like saying the cars in Forza in the background that are far away have to be at 32,000 polygons like the ones in the front. It don't make no sense. Your eye cannot see that. It doesn't appreciate it. So what do? They lower the polygon count and add it on the front where you can see all the detail so that you can appreciate what's in front of you, because you can't see that far back. The draw distance is not going to allow you, because our eye are not that. We're not Superman. We don't got Superman vision. You see? So it's like saying that. It's the same idea. So that's what they're doing with all the Xbox games. But then when you look at the Sony games, they did Days Gone, Spider-Man. I'm trying to remember if they did another one. Those are the two I know off the top of my head. And they didn't put the machine on it to show the frame rate. And they didn't put the resolution machine to show what the real resolution was. What they kept saying was, all these techniques are so wonderfully, masterfully implemented with temporal injection, tessellation, texture filtering, anti-aliasing, anaphoric filtering, all these wonderful techniques. It makes it look almost like a Disney-esque Pixar-style quality in the games. With all this motion blur, all this beautiful motion blur is being implemented so correctly and so precise that you can't tell any type of discrepancies or inaccuracies with the graphics and the textures. That's how they've been analyzing the Sony games, okay? And they've been like, when everybody knows that motion blur in a lot of cases, or most cases, is implemented mainly to give you the sense of speed, like if you're racing a game. Or in other cases, with a game like Spider-Man, to hide low count of textures and filters that don't look correct within the image to make it look good, even though it may be low quality. It's a technique. That's what they did and claimed that Microsoft did with the 360 with the crushed blacks. If you guys remember saying, "Oh yeah, they got a lot to hide all those."
What they going to do to what they going to do to the blacks? Wait a minute now. They go too far now.
Not to take too long, so everybody has an opportunity to speak their mind on and thoughts on what I'm talking about. Is that they did a nice little video on it. Like, for example, I pointed out that there's tons of scenes in Spider-Man next to windows and water, and you don't see his reflection on one of those things. Meanwhile, something like that, when you go out of the water, it's silhouette, not a shadow, but the actual reflection of the character on the water with all that other stuff going on. And Anthem was done in 1 week, and it's in alpha state. Like I said, it's an alpha. It was already outputting at 3860 by 2160, which is real 4K. So that's the kind of thing that Digital Foundry does when everybody's like, "Oh no, it looks like they're changing their ways," because he was whizzing like,
Yeah, they ain't changed anything, man. From what I hear, it sounds like they're highly biased.
Well, exactly. Number one, well, they like they're in their good grace. They get in there when they're not in front of them, and they dissect their shit and make them look bad. How do you say? Oh yeah, it's up 38 over 2160. It's not real 4K because it's not all it's checkerboard. Like You know how stupid that sounds?
Wow, Ebot, that whole statement you just said, all I understood was checkerboard and how stupid that sounds.
They drowning, yo.
What I'm saying is,
Underwater. You back under the water.
Yo, is that you botting a lot, Ebot? You really is, man. Let's go real quick. Let's see if you can fix your shit real quick. Ebot, or jump back out and jump back in. But let's go with you, Ebot. What are your thoughts on what, Hebot is telling us and whatnot concerning digital fuckery?
Man, listen, Digital Foundry, digital fuckery, like, I really can't be mad at them because, this is what they do. This is what they do, man. They do this to get views. 1 minute they're praising the Xbox One X, and the next minute they're praising something else, and this is what they do. I really can't be mad at them anymore, man. This whole generation, for me, as far as the media, has just been one giant clusterfuck, and I'll almost be glad when this Xbox One X is released, so everybody can just shut the hell up and they can have something else to talk about.
Yeah.
So they can create another subject to talk about, so they can have a new narrative to push about, well, it's not about power, it's about content, and we got the content over here on PlayStation. It's just never ever going to end, and it's going to be.
I got one thing to say about their content. Where's the variety?
Exactly. Where's the variety at? Well, they got Spider-Man, and they got God of War, where he's walking his son through a field of giants.
Single player based game. All right. Uncharted single player based game. The Mouse VR single player based game. Everything they showed on stage was a single player based game. Where's the variety?
Detroit 2 Human, which is going to be a bunch of QTEs, which they told us they hated when it was Rise of the Rome. I don't know, man. I can't really be mad at Digital Foundry because we're so used to them now doing what they do that it's almost like a afterthought now. It's an afterthought, man. And like I said, man, I just can't wait for this Xbox One X to launch and to see what these developers are going to do, because the narrative is always going to change, guys. It's always going to change, and what are we going to do, man? If it wasn't for Digital Foundry, we wouldn't have these YouTube channels to bitch about them. So,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
We hear you now.
Shit, I don't watch
Okay. Real quick to finish what I was trying to say. The whole point what I was trying to say with Digital Foundry is how you going to say
like you got a new mic. Shit. My bad. Continue.
Oh man. Take advantage before it goes back to bot. Basically what the whole thing is, how do you say it's outputting at 3860 over 2160, right? But then you're gonna say, oh, but this bolt nut on this door in the background is doing checkerboarding. Okay? It's still outputting in 4K.
Yeah, wasn't there a thing about something back in the day about grass, right? It's like, it has more grass.
Yes. So because it had less grass outputting at 1080p, you know what I mean? The lunacy is basically what they did with Quantum Break. Quantum Break was outputting at 1080p native, but the background assets in the middle were running in 720p. The same thing they did with Halo, that they were like, oh, the animations on the characters that you're interacting with that are coming from the background are in 900p as opposed to 1080p, like the ones in the front. I'm like, listen, parallax scrolling on the Sega Master System wasn't really 420p because it was parallax scrolling. No, it's a technique. It's a technique to give you an illusion in the graphics and in the world. It has nothing to do with the full resolution of what it's outputting on your TV screen or your panel, if you will.
I know. I can imagine while somebody's playing a game, they actually stop for a second. Damn, that Phantom Dog in the back, it's at 900p, man. It's fucking with my image, yo.
Exactly. It's at 900p. Exactly.
And let's see what they think about temporal injection. Sony's new rendering technique.
Yes, no.
Sound like you basing a turkey.
That's what the definition is.
Say temper injection.
It means a simulation. You know what it means? It means a simulation of 4K. That's the definition.
Oh, a simulation of 4K. Oh, so it ain't true 4K.
No, it's what it means.
Right, it's not true 4K. It's a simulation. So that's what temporal injection is. Wow.
It's like a Rolex. This is like a Rolex from downtown. It's a Rolex, but it ain't a true Rolex.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's just one of the black market Rolexes.
Right, but those guys are like that because they were funded and completely founded by NeoGaf, and I believe the guy that owns NeoGaf, those threads, he's like real head honcho, real buddy with the guy from Sony. One of the guys at Sony, the big heads at Sony, and I think that's why they do that.
Okay, well, good shit, yo. Matter of fact, 100. What are your thoughts, man, on digital's fuckery? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to my man Xbox if he made that digital fuckery shit, but I don't watch this shit. I don't know why y'all watch it. Cause there's gonna be some fucking.
No, I'll watch it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? People told me about it, so I was like,
I ain't going up there to support. Like I've been seeing people, well, this and this and that. Well, you know that they fugazi. So I'm not even gonna get my blood pressure up. I'm not finna ruin my day. But what the fuck they got to say? Now you pray. We know the truth. I saw the truth. You know what I'm saying? I saw the light. You know what I'm saying? The Almighty Phil Spencer came down from above and showed me, let me come to, you know what I'm saying, to the grace of the heavens gates at E3.
Yes.
I saw it. It had me saying, yes, Xbox. Yes, Xbox. You know what I'm saying? I almost shed a tear in Christ in my ass for me at 13. I almost shed a tear. I said, oh, shit. This is from Xbox. They finally let me in. They finally opened up the gates and let me in. You know what I'm saying? I should have been in. You know what I'm saying? I got my doorway to Xbox heaven. But I'm not worrying about. I'm not worried about what the guys is paid. Everything is clickbait. I tell people.
Yeah, they clickbait masters.
You can go. I don't care if you go listen to Angry Joe. I don't care if you. I trust Angry Joe more than I Boogie more than I trust Digital Foundries. I don't go to no Eurogamer. You know what I'm saying? I actually ran into a thread the other day, and it was from NeoGaf. I was in the party. Like, man, I go to NeoGaf because that's where all the people be putting the good stuff at. I ain't got time for that, man. Can I just type in what's the difference between the PlayStation Pro and the Xbox One X? And then, I got like a app that shows me, like different. It pulls different gaming stories. I can get any story, but it brings all the stuff to me on the web, and I might get, taking a royal dump in the morning, and sitting there like, okay, same old shit, crap. I already talked about that shit 6 times last week. You know what I'm saying? But it's you got to understand, like, I don't go support. I don't try to bring that bullshit into my life no more because I know what they're capable of. Like my man Dog say, know what somebody's capable of doing. I know what they're capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? I wish someone else would come out and be another Digital Foundries.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Do what Digital Foundry do.
A100. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. VG Tech is actually pretty fair, and he does good analysis, but he doesn't talk like they do to break it down. He just shows the machines, and you look at the game. But to add a little bit to what you were saying too, they also did like the Mario one for the Mario Odyssey. And they were like, oh my God, look at how amazingly this New York life looks so full of life and rich with NPCs. And when you look at the NPCs, I swear to you, there was only one human being walking by.
But check this out. This thing about it. Tell me, when people told me about it, this would mess me up. And Joe said this, Showstopper said this shit. How the hell you analyze a demo?
Exactly.
That's right.
A pre-alpha, yo. Pre-alpha at that.
Why would you waste your money on a full game? Not even a full game. We already know how many times we play betas. I got a lot of betas. I just got invited to what's called what you call it, Crew 2. I don't know
So why don't they scrutinize and analyze the PlayStation 4's lineup the way they did the Xbox One? X.
But no, because you know what? Xbox is the flavor of the month. It's the flavor of the month. Everybody's talking about it. Xbox. Everybody's talking. If it's good or bad or if it's in between, it's Xbox. Xbox. Yeah. Xbox.
Yeah, they're controlling
Xbox.
media, man.
So everybody's talking about Xbox, but Xbox ain't talking about them. You get mad.
Exactly. Right on hit the nail on the head, man.
You know, y'all get mad. What happened? Well, Phil said this is 250. Phil sit there and said, okay, this is the week where I pull up my bridges, take my belt off, and go the shit out of Sony ass. I only do it one time a year. I want me to do it, but when he did it, what? It was more. How did the head of Xbox? Would you allow this dude Rex Ryan? You ain't whoever that man name is. Rex Ryan. Jim Ryan. Sound like he need to be in a. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was finna watch a Tom Clancy movie or something. You know what I'm saying? What is this man? And so I saw him like, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the Ryan that I like. You know what I'm saying? You ain't Jack Ryan. I like Jack Ryan. You know what I'm saying? But you sitting over here and Sony's a lot. See, Sony, they can't control their troops.
Nope.
Where Andrew House at? I ain't saw that bum. When the last time you saw that bum?
I think Andrew House works for EA.
Yeah, when the last time you saw, you know what I'm saying? You ain't saw him, but you can see Aaron and all that. You can see these people. You see these people actually interacting with the community. They don't interact with the community. Because why? They living in Bel Air while you got these, and hide these consoles and thinking they the shiznit, and they not. But you know, they got their beans. See, they got the brainwash going on. You know what I'm saying? They know how back in the, you know, I consider Sony right now is David Carras. You know what I'm saying? And Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? They gonna let they gonna tell the PlayStation Nation to take this cyanide pill and wear some Nikes. You know what I'm saying? But they console. They gonna Jim Jones them. They getting hit with Jim Jones. You getting hit with you getting manipulated. You're trusting. Just like people say in basketball terms, ain't no disrespect you, E-Rock, but they saying that the 76ers need to trust the process. The process been for how long?
A long damn time.
Ain't no more process. Either get down
and for you ponies out there, y'all need to look up who Jim Jones is. You know what I'm saying? It's all about cults, people. It's all about cults.
They don't know. They don't read history.
And you call, and you got people sitting there driving their cars at 4 o'clock in the morning looking for cops, avoiding the cops and looking for the hookers, and saying that we're Xbox cult. And you know what I'm saying? And I don't believe none of us told nobody to what? I never told nobody to go sell your kids.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never tell you, you know what I'm saying, cut your wife's throat, your girlfriend's throat. I ain't even tell you to give me some EBT. I ain't never told you to give me EBT.
You get brutal.
But that's what a cult is. I ain't never brainwashed you. I ain't never told you can't play PlayStation. I tell you I dislike it, but that's just me. I don't prefer it. And you can't get mad. It's like I don't prefer the LA Clippers. I say fuck Trash City. That's why I say fuck the Indy station. Now this me can't get mad.
But now Jim Ryan is saying we don't need Indy.
So they be sitting there, man. I don't have to, you know what? And like to the neutral people, I don't have to accept. I got to play on everything. I don't like to play on everything, just like I don't like every car. My favorite car is a Camaro. I don't like Firebirds. I just gave my cousin a Firebird. I'm like, hey man, you think I can fix that up? You know what I'm saying? I might change my mind, but it's my money. You know what I'm saying? If you prefer to be that, stay in your lane. See, these neutrals come out, you got to be this and you got to play on and make people feel bad to go, I got to go get this. No, I'm not buying a Nintendo Switch until you give me a game for free. It's a good thing. But you know what Sony is doing is not consumer friendly. And what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft gave you free games during E3. If you watch it on Mixer. Matter of fact, which stream ran better? Which stream ran better on Mixer? The PlayStation stream. I had in the YouTube stream. They Twitch stream was garbage. I'm over here promoting a stream on Twitter. Hey, you guys want to watch this? We'll go to Twitter stream and then make us say, hey, this is a Mixer stream. He said this is a damn shame. It run better on a rival platform.
That's a fact.
Wow. Yep.
run better on Robert, but they don't want what they say about that. They didn't get on Sony. Sony, what's up? You got to get it together. Microsoft did that. They like, look at Microsoft stream. Sony is streaming 4K. Sony is streaming 4K. Microsoft said, come, just come kick it with us. And then if you even, and then when they messed up, because I guess it was supposed to click in, they said, hey, go get to the go and type in the mixer box and claim. Just put your gamer tag in and claim your thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Sony did that. Not at all. Bunch of bums. That's what I call them, Sony. You are broke and you're a joke. And Chris Jones, you here, damage controller, do me a favor. You know what I'm saying? Get your hand, rub it real hard, rub it. You know what I'm saying? Rub it like Mr. Miyagi to either your left or right hand. And when it get hot enough, this is like, oh shit, I need still. Can you bring common sense? You know what I'm saying? Because you've been poisoned with the dust. The dust is real.
Yeah, that pony dust, yo. That pony dust be fucking all these ponies up, yo. I can't front. I'm saying is like they know what the fuck they're doing.
Run at no native 4K. Kill yourself. It doesn't.
Matter of fact, yo, you actually raised some very interesting points, man. I want to hear from you, yo. Sega Forever, you know what I'm saying? Xbox All In. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about digital fuckery? You know what I'm saying? The way they've been, you know what I'm saying, putting out these videos, you know what I'm saying, where they analyze, I think, even the dimple on the side of a nipple, inside of a, damn, they analyze everything, dude. It's like they're analyzing a pimple inside of a nipple, yo, with Xbox games and shit, Xbox One X games, while on the PlayStation 4 Pro, it seems like wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. So what are your thoughts, Sega?
Look, man, you know what ended up happening was Digital Foundry, man. They were seduced by Project Scorpio, man. Right? So Microsoft flew them out there. They got to look at the specs. And that guy had a moment of clarity. Because even though, they're, you can tell they're behind Sony and they support Sony and stuff like that with a lot of things they say. At the very heart, man, that dude is a tech guy. So like anybody who's a tech guy, when you're going to see something that's as powerful as the Scorpio now Xbox One X, and he got to see what was under the hood, he got to see what it was really all about, like what it can do, what it can't do, and it exceeded its expectations, man. And the reason I can say that confidently, because you can tell in those videos that he did, which, I don't really watch them, but that's the only one I watched because, it was concerning Microsoft. When you see like the natural excitement and stuff in his eyes and how he was happy about what he saw and the experience that he had, that stuff was real. Yeah. But then what ended up happening, man, a week passes by, right? And then I'm pretty sure they realized that they don't get a lot of views for that kind of stuff. The majority of their views, like the majority of, look, even us Xbox guys, man, guys like Crap and Next Gen and stuff like that, they represent this community, but a lot of their views come from, the ponies, if we're being honest, right? That's how they draw their views. So what ends up happening, man, is that dude is, even though he's naturally excited, he saw the truth, he saw the light, he knows what the real deal is. That's not gonna get him his clicks. That's not gonna, that's not gonna bring home the bacon.
Exactly.
Say, how many Nazis in the war, in World War II, really had no beef with nobody? They just fight. That's him. He just fight. He's got to say it live. What was that? Valkyrie?
Right.
Valkyrie? He's Tom Cruise in Valkyrie. He's trying to defect, but he can't.
Yeah. He almost messed up, though. He almost messed up, man, because he did that little video where he showed the chip, right? And I'm pretty sure the people, and we all know these ponies, man, and the way they are, dude, they didn't like that stuff, and they pretty much let him know it. And so, they had to come to the realization of what they had to do, and then
they can't shit where they eat at. Let's just say that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Right. He made them better too. That's another thing.
And he might be getting disemboweled. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I'm gonna make a phone call. My man Killer Phil. You know what I'm saying? And tell him, like, man, you might have to make him defect. You know what I'm saying? Let's put him with Major Nelson or something. You know what I'm saying? Let's make him defect. And you know what I'm saying? Let's make a a neutral. You know what I'm saying? Put him on Mixer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hell yeah.
If he want to defect, tell him to call me. You know what I'm saying? He over there in England. You know what I'm saying? Don't call the fraud, but call me.
Yo, I'm glad that you brought up Mixer for a second. No, I'm glad that you brought up Mixer. I mean, this is a little tangent though, off topic. But fucking, I'll say Master Chief. Shout out to Master Chief 007. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Merkham or Darth Merkham. And he told me to watch Mixer, like a week or so ago. He said, watch Xbox Daily. You just need to watch it. And I was like, why? He's like, yo, they give you free shit and a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, really? All right, so fuck it. I put on Mixer, and I was blown away. You know what I'm saying? With the way the games was looking. You know, the way they were being streamed, I was seeing a Halo match, and I was just blown the fuck away. Like, wow, this shit, I've never seen Twitch look this fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Just the clarity, you know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, that shit look high def like a motherfucker. I don't know what resolution it was running at. You know what I'm saying? But damn, that shit look glorious. Right? And I was like, God damn. And then it dawned on me. I saw a little pop-up on the side that I won some game. So I was like, I just ignored it. I was like, oh, they probably gave me an indie. You know what I'm saying? Then I noticed I had like fucking a whole bunch of new games and shit all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Instead, I had like 209. I was like, wait a minute, that shit was like 190 something. What the fuck? So I say uninstall? How the fuck I get so many numbers? So I checked. They gave me Rare Replay.
That's right.
I was like, oh shit, Rare Replay? 30 games for free. God damn, I can't fucking complain at all, yo. All right? But there's a reason I never bought Rare Replay. There's a reason I never bought it. Because the Conquer Bad Fur Day, that's the Nintendo 64 version. Where the fuck is the OG Xbox version that was with fur, that he was all fluffy and shit? You know what I'm saying? With the multiplayer aspect that was called Live and Reloaded.
Oh, wow.
That was the game I wanted to play. You gave me Bad Fur Day. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. All right? I actually asked Microsoft for my wallet. I even told Phil in the party at one time. Oh, Phil, you know what I'm saying? I would have bought Rare Replay, but, you know, y'all ain't bring back Conquer. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brought that Bad Fur Day shit. I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see Live and Reloaded. That's what I wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? But it's good that they're kind of cool like that. You know what I'm saying? Just me tuning into some shit. Oh, guess what? Play Rare Replay. So I started playing Grab by the Ghoulies. All right? Because, you know, Heba had talked so much about it. I put that shit on and I had my cousin visiting. Motherfucker owns PlayStation 4, everything PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? I think even in his underwear say PlayStation. All right? Let's just say that. That's how deep he is. All right? So fucking, I see this game, and he's seeing me play Grab by the Ghoulies, and he's like, damn, the visuals look good. I was like, I know, and this is an OG Xbox title. All right? OG Xbox, son. And it craps over all the crap of these shit on the PS4. But, my bad. Continue. Where was y'all going at? I just had to get that out there. Yo, man, your mic is messed up this week, man. Really messed up. Whoever's using internet in your house, you need to slap.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I do.
I said, you see how nice it looked to Grab by the Ghoulies?
Yeah, that shit look. No, my cousin was tripping. He was like, "Oh, that shit looks really good." I mean, it looks good. Trust me, it looks really good. But that my cousin, that's the PlayStation head. Know what I'm saying? You know, diehard pony, and that motherfucker, he was going away. Like, damn, man, that shit looks really good, man. And I was like, and it looks better than a lot of the shit indies and fucking double A's that are on the PS4, right? And the Japanese games. He's like, yeah, it does. I was like, yeah, that's like the start of it, man. You haven't seen. Now we get OG Xbox backwards compatibility, man. Dude, you can't beat that.
The Conquer one when the OG, I'm pretty sure it'll be there.
Oh, dude, I'm sending a message to Phil. That was the first game I told him. When they asked about it, I was like, yo, Conquer, Live and Reloaded. You know what I'm saying? So like that. Actually, I don't know what they should have did actually for the E3. You know what I'm saying? But Microsoft never delivered. But if they ever do deliver on the promise for a sequel for Conquer, Conquer should walk out on his trailer and pee on a pony. All right?
Awesome.
I think that shit would deliver the right message, and it's Conquer, dude. You know what I'm saying? The man is R-rated. Go with that. You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna make bank. He cursed on the Nintendo 64, but yet
that was amazing.
He didn't curse on the Xbox, OG Xbox. That kind of tripped me out. I was like, wow, the 64 could do it, and not OG Xbox? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Just weird. All right, so where was we at, though? We was talking about digital fuckery and whatnot. Yo, Triple Cup, did we hear your feedback on digital fuckery and what the fuck they doing as far as all this shit going down? Well, I guess Triple Cup, you took an L?
They got him, too.
Oh,
he's out of there.
Right. Well, guys, yo, that's all I got for this week, man. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to add anything? You know what I'm saying?
Man, we covered a lot of topics, man. We covered everything. And as you can see, man, the news just keeps every week there's some new tidbits, but I'm glad Kalai Da Scope and he about to stand on top of it, man. We had a good show this week.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. And if you think about it, we came at you guys with facts. All right. Not only is this console a beast, but the motherfucker could push 6K. 6K, people.
He's not gonna let that go either.
Oh, hell no. Nah. I'm never letting that shit go. This motherfucker is the beast and a half, yo. 50% more fucking power. You know what I'm saying? Not 50% faster or 50% more bullshit, man. This is 6K, people. They ain't even monitors that do 6K. Ain't no TVs doing 6K. Shit, you gotta dumb the shit down, man. Look at that shit. That's some crazy shit.
The only thing I want to add is to let people know that they're doing like an indie sale for some of the indie games. They got like turning tests for like $6. They got guns going for like $3. So those are pretty decent games or solid games. They got the Oddworld remaster for like really cheap.
I'm looking forward to A Ghost of a Tale at the end of this month.
Man, I've been waiting for that forever.
Yo, that shit got me excited, yo. But yeah, continue on with the sales. All them sales is fucking good, man. Want to know what game I bought? I bought Blue Estate. That shit that Crap Gamers always playing.
Yeah, Blue Estate. Yeah,
that shit is fun, yo. I was playing that shit with my cousin, the one that has the PlayStation yesterday, and we was both using the controllers because I was like, yo, it's a Kinect game. He's like, I don't want to use the Kinect. I was like, we'll use the controllers. That shit was slow as fuck with the controllers. And I was like, yo, I told him after the fact, I was like, yo, I think it's better with the Kinect. You know what I'm saying? He's like, think so? He's like, try it. Yo, I was lighting the motherfuckers the fuck up with the Kinect, yo. Headshots and everything. Like, pow, 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 pow. I was like, oh shit. I've had like 1 million something. When we was playing with the controllers, he had like maybe 500,000. I had like 400,000. Dude, I was 1.5 million using the fucking finger and the Kinect, people. Hiding behind cover, fucking taking out my fucking shotgun, whipping out my fucking machine gun just by raising my hand and pulling it from behind my shoulder. This game was fucking dope, man. And it's made for adults, too. It doesn't seem like they cater into any SJWs in this game at all. All right? Which I do appreciate, you know what I'm saying? That game was a fucking steal. I bought that shit, what, $3? Man.
Blue Estate is $3?
Yeah, last week.
Oh, last week.
Yeah, dude. I just grabbed that shit in a heartbeat. I was like, damn, this is the shit Crack Gamers always playing. And he's always saying that shit is fucking dope. So I was like, damn, let me just try it this time. Because I know Crack Gamers like very casual. You know what I'm saying? He plays everything. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me just try it. I tried it out, dude. I was blown away. My cousin was blown away. He was like, damn, man. And I was like, you know what? It's on PlayStation, but it's going to play like crap because we just played it now using controllers. You ain't got to connect. It's crazy shit, man. People say that they ain't got Connect games. There's still Connect games coming out, man. They released some Kung Fu Connect a little while ago. And then fucking, what was the other Connect game? Fru is also out there and shit, man. Fucking Dance Central. Dance Central is dope for people that haven't tried it. That shit is dope.
No, I bought a
that shit'll give you 6 minutes. That shit'll give you 6-minute abs in 7 days. I guarantee.
Yeah, better. They still info commercials.
I'm serious, man. Just dance the Gundam style for 1 week. Trust me, you'll have abs. Guaranteed. Crazy workout, man. Crazy workout. But yo, it was a great show, people. I actually thank everybody that's on the panel. We actually had a fucking blast on this show. Everybody actually said their piece and danced some. All right. So let's go with 100, man. Know what I'm saying? What are your shout outs and whatnot? Let people know where they can reach you at.
Man, you can reach me up anywhere. You can catch me out on social media. You can catch me out on Twitter. But if you catch me on Twitter, I'm a big sports fan, so you're gonna see nothing but like Lakers and Dodgers, and stuff like that. And I got my little tech stuff. But you catch me there. You can always catch me on Xbox. People are like, oh, you a social reject. And yeah, I guess I am. You can catch me on there. I'll cut your ass out.
I guess we could also catch you on Mixer, right?
You can catch me on Mixer. Yeah, follow me on Mixer. I gotta start streaming.
I need to go over there, man. I really haven't fucked with Mixer that much.
Yeah,
but I'm starting now.
Twitch is good over there. Twitch Nation. I couldn't get into the Twitch E3 party because I guess they know I'm down with Mixer now, so they want to let the side hop in.
Mixer's nice
But,
though. I can't front. That should
so I
look
actually,
very
you know,
good.
I took my, I had to do LeBron. I had to do LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? I had to take my talents over the Mixer. You know what I'm saying? And, to me, it runs more fluent. I don't have, you know, to me on the Xbox, especially on the Xbox, it's real simple. Just hit broadcast. You can say I want to set my camera, this and that. With Twitch, I have to sit there and I got to set settings and all this other stuff. It does it for me. So you know, they're upgrading it all the time. You can co-stream now, something that you can't do on Twitch. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So when all y'all playing that dumb, that I ain't gonna, I said it ain't worth $40. That Friday the 13th game, if you can see 4 people co-streaming at the same time, you see different perspectives, and then you hear all the talking. If you guys want to do like a show like Next Gen does his little broadband bully shows, but he does it off a Mixer. But what's so cool about it, I can just pop in, add my audio, and it's that easy. Just check, y'all. Just hit check. It tells you he's broadcasting. Just check. You want your audio or not? Yes or no. It's that easy. Can't do that shit. Can't do that shit on PlayStation.
Wow.
That's what Microsoft need to have a video. Can't do this on PlayStation. This is Mixer.
And Mixer looks dope, man. I mean, just the image itself. Like I was telling you, I was watching the Halo Championships the day before last, and that shit looked fucking amazing, yo. I've never seen not even YouTube videos like that good. I was blown away by Mixer, and that's running Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? Xbox One hardware or Xbox One S. Dude, can you imagine when we see the Xbox One X? Good Lord, man. All right, that shit is going to be sick, yo. But once again, though, pleasure having you on the show, Triple Cup, as always. All right, so Triple Cup, let people know where they can reach you at and whatnot.
All right, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube going crazy. You can find me on the Xbox early in the morning because I'm an early bird gamer. I like getting in early in the morning. I do some gaming in the nighttime here. But you can find me at Triple Cup Chuck, Triple Cup, one word, then Chuck. And I appreciate you for having me back up on here. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed myself and it was fun, you know.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up. And you wasn't snoring. That's for sure. All right. And once again, it's a pleasure to have you on the show again, E-Rock. You actually, I don't know if you was actually snoring for real or that was part of the show. I really don't know. But that shit was funny. All right. But it was fun having you on the show and whatnot. So let people know where they can reach you at.
Hey man, it's E-Rocky 150. You can check out my Hey, listen guys, I told you, man, I'm an old guy. You can check me out on YouTube. You can check back. You can check me out on Twitter at E-Rock8150. And it's always a pleasure to be on this show, man. We run a little bit late, but we always have something interesting to say. And I had a good time, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, hell yeah. We covered some pretty interesting topics. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's 6K, people. 6K, baby. You know what I'm saying? All right, now, yo, Sega, it was a pleasure having you on the show. You were a little late to the party, but you arrived, though. You know what I'm saying? You arrived because it's Friday night, and we about to be live, right? Because we was live in this bitch. So let people know where they can reach you at.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's always a pleasure. I was like I said, man, I'm just glad I got off of work and able to join you guys this time around. But if you guys want to check me out, I'm Sega Forever on Xbox, on your Xbox One, Xbox Live. If you guys want to check me out on YouTube, it's Xbox All In channel. And if you guys are gonna get the Xbox One X, man, don't mess around. Go and pre-order it, dude. If you guys really want to get that bad boy, because I don't think that $500 price tag makes it bulletproof. Because the buzz is selling. So if you guys really want to get it, go put the pre-order down.
Dude, that's the most wait-listed item on Amazon at the moment.
Yep.
Wow.
On Amazon, a $500 console.
Everywhere.
Now I wish that thing was $599 so I could make sure I got one.
Oh shit, that's crazy, yo. All right, he bought, of course. We was rocking out as always on the Direct X show and shit. Even though you actually started to live up to your name and started botting like motherfucker on us and shit. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You fixed up your shit. So let us know where people can reach you at.
Well, I got a new mic halfway through the show. It's amazing. It was good to talk and kind of vent with my brother and brothers is always good to have. different, type of show where we talk positive and not really negative about Xbox. A lot of really negative bullshit Xbox hate everywhere. So we don't do that. We talk the good shit. And that's what's good about it. You guys can find me, of course, on Twitter. I'm Hebot, Powerful Gamer. You can find me on my YouTube channel, which is Hebot, with the capital H and a capital lowercase and a hyphen in the middle, in between the E and the B. On Xbox Live, it's also the same thing. The only difference is you put an 8 after the T with a space. Hebot 8. Yeah, man, it was great. Again, good topics. Glad we were able to do the show. And just I think it's just gonna get better from this point on. We're gonna have a lot of good things to talk about as we get closer to the release of the Scorpio, man. I think it's the real deal, man.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%, people. And then this is a little service announcement from our sponsor. This is brought to you by IntroMediaGaming.com. All right, and that's what I'm saying, yo. All right. So we had a lovely show. This was rocking. My name is Kalai Da Scope. Y'all can reach me at my channel at Kalai Da Scope. And on Twitter, you can reach me at DirectX. Mine is the. All right, and we know who the is, right? So from there, it was a rocking show. We actually had a blast and shit. And I'm gonna just end it off on this note, man. Kudos, yo, for all the Xbox heads, yo. Kudos, yo, because they fucking came through, man. The console is a 6K fucking beast.
Oh, I think shout out to J Long and Ghost that they couldn't make it.
Oh, most def, though. Most def, man. I mean, Ghost is hurting. I know Ghost wants to be on, but when the Ghost with the most finally gets on, he's gonna be representing. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be fire when he goes back. And I just want you ponies to know one thing: PS4 Pro has had its day. 6K is here to stay.
Yo, and it goes both ways. 4K is the same, but the 6K, priceless, bro. Priceless.
He goes again. He's let loose.
Oh, hell yeah. Good show, guys.